welcome. This is the pre-stream bit. I'm not live yet, but I will be shortly. I'm Vince, also known as
pretty standard. Lots of meetings.
PleasantKenobi on the internet, and welcome to the joy of punting.
This needs to be done. That needs to be done. So.
Yes, this is my stream.
Not too stressful.
I will make some mistakes. That bit is absolutely going to happen. But as long as you're here along the way for these happy little mistakes, that's what I like to call punts. Happy little mistakes. Well, it's worth it then, isn't it? Whilst you're waiting, if you would like to click down below, I can't move my head too much because of the way this image is made, but if you'd like to click the image down below.
Cool.
Trying to point with my nose, it's not working. But down below there's some links. You can join my Patreon via this. You can go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're really missing out on where all the action and magic happens. Oh, I guess I should explain how you can support me as well, right? So the Patreon, you can sign up for like $2 a month. It's less than a booster pack. And that allows you to be on the Discord server where you can hang out with me and other patrons and talk shit, see when I'm getting low and pissed off at Magic for losing a lot, or when I'm happy because I'm just wrecking fools because it's better to be lucky than good. All those things and more. A Johnny hentai, all that sort of stuff. All on the Discord. There's other tiers as well. There's a slicer tier where we talk once a week in a voice call and you get to submit decks and stuff. But have a look on there. It explains it all there. You can subscribe to me here on Twitch. On YouTube it's free. It's the best free way to subscribe and support me is to just subscribe on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please go fucking do it. But you can subscribe here on Twitch. There's a button up there. Again, talking about my arms, my hands is really weird. Do you like jazz? Jazz. Jazz! So yeah, you can subscribe with the button above my head. I'm pointing with my hand, but you can't see it. If you're on Twitch Prime, it's free. Otherwise, you can throw a few bucks into the Quazo well, and I will take some percentage of that. Hopefully a good percentage when I get partner. This is maybe not an affiliate. Hopefully, in a few months' time, we'll look back and be like, haha, remember when you said you weren't partner in that Twitch intro? Okay, I filled 3 minutes of dead time. Hang on. That might have been my hand, that might have been someone else's hand. I guess you'll just never know. Stop it. So yeah, I kind of like my intros to be about 10 minutes long. Because sometimes I take 10 minutes to get set up. I'll load up OBS and something will be broken. What else? I upload once a week to Channel Fireball's YouTube channel. The comment section are mean there. I have Dies to Removal, a podcast. Just Google Dies to Removal, check out the Tellurian Community College's YouTube channel, where me and the professor shoot the shit with regards to magic. Twitch, this is Twitch. Twitter's good. I'm very active on Twitter. It's a good way to get hold of me, to ask me questions, to engage with me. Go follow me over there as well. Instagram's pretty good. I post pictures of my dog. Post pictures of me. I've realised my fans have been this whole time. I hope that's not made a lot of noise. Bollocks. I guess I'll turn that off now. Fuck. But yeah, Instagram. Picture of my dog. Picture of me. Picture of food. Magic cards. It's pretty good. I enjoy Instagram. You get to make artsy-fartsy photos and stuff. Some of mine are artsy-fartsy. Some of them are... Actually, the majority of them are just like spare the moment thing. Yeah. Birds. Yeah, so jazz. I like jazz, right? Everyone like jazz? This one's more smooth jazz. Oh man, this is so itchy right now. Fuck. Thanks, Bob Ross. Yeah, just gonna hang out here for a little bit. Doo boop ba doo. Jazz. If this comes out really well, I'm going to be upset that you only see it for the first 10 minutes of a stream. 10 or so minutes. I'll probably make it only 7. 7 minutes of me fucking about. I could just like play some like an image of a seaside here now, couldn't I? Like this. And I'm back. Bob Ross with a seaside for a face is pretty weird. If you like this, can we get some capital letter hype in the chat, please? Right now. At the end of the stream, we shall be raiding someone else, normally raiding down someone with a smaller viewership than us, to share their love. Sometimes up if we want to, you know, network. But yeah, so we're going to raid someone. So if I say that the stream's coming to an end, or it's our last game, I'm about to go, please don't fucking log off. Stick around, okay? It hurts my pride when we raid with only like half the percentage of the people, half the percentage? 50% of the people that were actually in here originally. It hurts my pride. So don't do that. Oh, chat rules, be nice to one another. Don't be a dick. That's kind of it, really. Oh, there's a donation button down below. You can give bits as well if you want to support. Sharing my videos is a great way of supporting the channel. Like, if you have friends you think will enjoy my videos, fucking show them to them. Anyway, I guess, with only a few more seconds to go, we should play some Magic. So welcome to PleasantKenobi's Wonder Emporium. The punt shunt. That's not even a term. The joy of punting. Welcome. Welcome. This is the pre-stream bit. I'm not live yet. But I will be shortly. I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and welcome to the joy of punting. Yes, this is my stream. I will make some mistakes. That bit is absolutely going to happen. But as long as you're here along the way for these happy little mistakes, that's what I like to call punts, happy little mistakes, well, it's worth it then, isn't it? Whilst you're waiting, if you would like to click down below, I can't move my head too much because of the way this image is made, but if you'd like to click the image down below, trying to point with my nose, it's not working. But down below there's some links. You can join my Patreon via this. You can go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're really missing out on where all the action and magic happens. Oh, I guess I should explain how you can support me as well, right? So the Patreon, you can sign up for like $2 a month. It's less than a booster pack. And that allows you to be on the Discord server where you can hang out with me and other patrons and talk shit, see when I'm getting low and pissed off at Magic for losing a lot, or when I'm happy because I'm just wrecking fools because it's better to be lucky than good. All those things and more. A Johnny hentai, all that sort of stuff. All on the Discord. There's other tiers as well. There's a slice of tier where we talk once a week in a voice call and you get to submit decks and stuff. But have a look on there. That explains it all there. You can subscribe to me here on Twitch. On YouTube, it's free. It's the best free way to subscribe and support me is to just subscribe on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please go fucking do it. But you can subscribe here on Twitch. There's a button up there. Again, talking about my arms, my hands is really weird. Do you like jazz? Hello, hello, hello. I positioned my camera so everyone can see my tiny little plastic men. Did I cut the intro off? I don't think I did. It's been going for like 8 minutes. Hello, chat. Oh, did I get everyone jazz blue balls? I'm so sorry. That was not my intention. I thought I must have been on the away screen for like 2 or 3 minutes then, more than I thought I had. Hello, Admiral Blast Stories. Hello, Spiky Spaghetti. Hello, Tap Walrus. Hello, Dew1L1022. Hello, Bushel7. One Must Fall Casting. Hello, White Hot 0107. Berry Liberated. Hot Flames 216. The beard looks good in HD DTV. Oh, sweet. I mean, the resolution of the shot isn't too good because it's on a... Well, it's the right resolution. It's the quality of the image beyond that. I'm just going to grab my water. I don't know where it went. What's a second? Hello, Rob. How are you? Tell chat how you are. Be right back.
Okay. Hi, chat. I'm good, thank you. I had a week off work, and now I went back to work today, so now I am tired. Yeah. That's me. How are you, chat? How is chat? Rob, what are we playing today? We are playing some modern D&T.
We are
because
indeed.
the people asked.
This is what we're playing today. Thank you for the subscriptions, Draven3168 and Monkey Nips. For some reason, it's just not playing them. Why is that? Oh, Streamlabs. We're in a hype train, friends and family. Hello, Jafar Jamjar, 19 months. Jesus Christ, Derek. Fucking hell. I'll have to get a restraining order if you're not careful. Boshua7 as well, thank you for the resub there. Rob, can you speak for me a second?
Sure, I'd love to speak for you for a second,
Yeah,
so you can
sound
look at sound
issues.
levels. Yeah,
Speaking for
is
me?
it mine? Still talking?
There
Sound
we
level.
go. I can hear you now. But why
Alrighty.
can I not hear any notifications? I don't think that's my headphones. I think that's OBS.
Know what you're doing right now?
There we go.
Impressing the heck out of me.
Need more minis.
Need more minis, says Monkey Nips. Thank you, Monkey Nips. I've got a lot of minis now. I've got a lot.
Know what you're doing right now? Impressing the heck out of me.
It
A lot.
definitely feels that long for sure.
Oh, I've got a dab for sushi. Oh, sushi, making me dab. If you're interested in what minis I've got, I'm not going to talk about them hugely tonight, but there will be a Wednesday, Warhammer Wednesday video this week. Talk about getting into the
Keep
hobby.
up the good work, sir.
And the progress that I'm making myself as well. Your stream title still says that you're playing Paper Commander. It shouldn't do, because Streamlabs should have pushed through the info. However, I did get an error message when we went live. So maybe, just maybe, it shut the fucking bed. Let's have a look. Edit stream info. What does Twitch think we're playing? Paper Commander? No! Modern Death and Taxes. It's been a long time, a lonely road. Is that the lyrics to the theme song of Enterprise, Rob?
Oh, I can't remember.
I would play it, but we'll get DMCA'd. Not only on YouTube now, but people on Twitch have been here. Have you seen this, Rob?
No.
So people have started like having their whole back catalogues ripped out from under them and being DMCA copyright takedown and stuff because they're playing copyright music on Twitch, which has always been against the rules. But everyone's always been like, don't worry about it. It's like, well, probably.
Sometimes they enforce those rules.
Yes. Thank you for the heads up, though, Mega Trev. I got that fixed. Thank you. Right. Jafar says, I play Dark Angels. We should have a game at Warhammer World to celebrate when lockdown ends. Have you ever been to Warhammer World? I do plan to go to Warhammer World, Jafar. So, you know what? I might take you up on that offer once obviously lockdown's over sometime next year. I'm currently talking... I won't bore Rob too much for all this, but I'm currently talking to a couple of friends of mine about doing socially responsible distanced hammer, where we play in gardens that are big enough with the table, and obviously we step away from the table when it's not our turn, and we throw unique dice that aren't our own, and we don't touch each other's models. That's one of the plans. Ape, I'm definitely going to go to Warhammer World. Nottingham's not 300 miles away from me, I don't think. Maybe it is. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
I've been to
Well,
Nottingham.
300.
Have I been to Nottingham? I think I went on a stag do to Nottingham once. My friend got handcuffed to a fence. But yeah, I want to go to Warhammer World because it looks sick. Of course I do. But yeah, so there'll be a Warhammer video on Wednesday, and hopefully eventually I'll get to actually play some Warhammer once we find someone with a table, terrain, and a garden big enough for us to step away. But I'm talking to a few friends about that. I might even buy a fucking pop-up table at this point. Hype Train level 2, thank you everybody, appreciate you. Yeah, I like Nottingham. I think Nottingham's quite a nice city.
It is 144 miles from your house to Warhammer World.
Oh, Rob, well done. You just gave them they can now draw a circle around Warhammer World. Like, it could be anywhere in that south part of... Anyway, I guess that people know the town I'm from and stuff. Yeah, have you ever seen the displays of Warhammer World, Rob? Like, picture them or anything?
I have not. No.
They're like 7,000 model installations with like huge epic battles on there's one where there's like tech dwarves fighting elves in a sky city, and they've like made clouds and shit out of like cotton wool, and it's just obviously painted all to the quality of a professional paint job. It's all very impressive.
Hello.
Thank you, Mikey the Missile, and hello to you too, my friend. 11 months is pretty impressive for putting up with my shit. Right, Rob! I heard you tell in the chat what we were playing. We're going to play some Modern.
Modern D&T.
It could have been Legacy, it could have been Modern, but people on Twitter chose Modern. Cube's up though, so if it goes horribly and I feel disenfranchised, like I often do when playing Constructed Magic at the moment, we'll go over to Cube as a palette cleanser, palette cleanser.
Palette cleanser.
Jesus, words are hard. Are you excited for new shrines? Asks General Grandmas. I've always liked the lore of Warhammer. I'm thinking of picking up some models because of your
Know what
influence.
you're doing right
That's
now?
2 questions.
Impressing the
One,
heck
shrines
out
look cool. I'm looking forward to trying to make a video about shrines. And 2, the Warhammer lore is cool. It's very, very over the top. Like when you listen to, I'm listening to one of the audiobooks at the moment. It's fucking mad, but it's part of the appeal, I guess. Burial Liberated, gifting out a sub to Rescue Dolphin. Thank you, my friend, and welcome. It's your first gift sub, so the fact that you've helped out somebody in the community to get access to some emotes, including the toots and stuff, is very nice. Oh, the hype train gives you an option of an emote to choose. I'm going to choose this cherry. Does that give everyone the cherry? Has everyone got... People, try and see if you've got access to that cherry now. That's how the hype train works, right? Or do you all get access to different ones? Stream earlier, Vince. I will. I might actually have a Cube stream this week sometime if I can turn myself away from A, making videos, and B, painting Warhammer. They're like the 2 things I eat up all my time. I want to stream some Cube this week, so there will be an earlier stream during the day. Can't load any emotes. Megageo's got a crab. Everyone else has got this fucking fish thing. Oh, it's a frog. Doesn't look like a frog. Hype Punk. Hype Griffin. Okay, everyone's got varied ones. Right! We're playing Black, White, Death and Taxes. This is a modern deck. This is part of the Death and Taxes archetype that is now, according to Goldfish, not part of the metagame. Not a single instance of this deck shows up on the first, 20 entries or whatever it is on Goldfish. Which is unusual, honestly. It's quite unusual. What this deck looks to do is to fuck with your opponent, especially if they are on like an unfair plan that involves searching or casting spells. In order to fuck with our opponent, what we're going to look to do is to limit them from looking to their library with Leader and Arbiter.
the heck out of me.
Thanks for all the content, Vince.
Thank you, Sam P47. Thank you for the support, and I'm glad you enjoyed the content. There's plenty more coming. We've got more EDH this week. There should be some Legacy this week as well. Okay, so we've got Leader and Arbiter, which allows us to fuck with people's fetch lands, fuck with their escape shits, fuck with their gifts ungiven, and it also turns out Ghost Quarter into strip mine. If any of you have heard this whole fucking spiel before, just bear with me. This is for the newbies amongst us, or new viewers over on YouTube when this goes up as a VOD. We then got Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, that makes our opponent's non-creature spells cost 1 more. We then look to cheat ourselves on mana by using... We then look to cheat ourselves, on mana, not cheat ourselves. Cheat, ourselves. Whatever. We look to cheat on mana and efficiency by using Aether Vial to deploy our threats, so we get extra mana every turn, because Aether Vial is basically like ticking up and giving us free spells and free use of mana, essentially, to keep up with the unfairness of the modern metagame. We then have Giver of Runes to protect our creatures. We have 4 copies of Path to Exile as our removal spells. We have 2 copies of Charming Prince as part of our Flicker package, which I'll come to in a moment. Then we have our Flicker package, which I've come to straight away, not just in a moment. 4 Eldrazi Displacer and 4 Flicker Wisp. This allows us to reset permanents with Flicker Wisp, take permanents out for a temporary for a turn, allows us to tap down opposing creatures, it allows us to get extra ETP value out of our Thought-Knot Seers, Wasteland Stranglers, or Flicker Wisps, or Charming Princes. That's kind of our game plan there. We play 4 Eldrazi Temple to make our Displacers cheaper, to make our Thought-Knots and Stranglers cheaper, and to make our Eldrazi Displacer activations cheaper. So that's what Eldrazi Temple allows us to do. That's what's part of the allure of the deck. We're technically a 3-card deck. Our mana base is quite poor. It's why you can't really play double black spells in your sideboard. Thank you for the sub there, Stellanut. I appreciate you. That's our second new sub today. That is good. That's a good start. What would you take out when Containment Priest becomes legal? Asked Staxy Boy. I'm unsure. I'm definitely going to play this with Containment Priest. That's the interesting thing, right? Containment Priest is definitely going to both improve some matchups, make our Vials and Flickers both better and worse in many ways. Containment Priest, I'm not sure yet. I really am not. Well, Containment Priest, what it does is it turns both Flicker Wisp and Displace it into removal spells. I think I talked about this in the M21 initial spoiler video that I did. If you exile that creature with a Containment Priest in play, it doesn't come back. So you get like a 3-mana Vindicate every turn. The other thing that this deck does, the Black-White deck, over other versions of D&T, is that you get access to Tide Hollow Sculler, which is quite a good card for disrupting your opponent's hands. You can reset it later on with your Flicker effects to look at their hand again and give them back a spell that no longer affects the board or matters to your game plan. Or, with a trick on the stack, you can Flicker it again to really fuck with people's game plans by exiling 1 card permanently and taking another card. We've got 3 Wasteland Strangler, which allows us to process cards that are under Tight Hollow Sculler. So we get to take the card under exile, put it in the graveyard, and that allows us to then reset the Sculler guilt-free, shall we say, to kill one of their creatures. We can also process things that have been pathed, things that have been flickerist out. So you can actually flickerist out someone's land and then process the land to kill a creature, which is real good value. We have Thought-Knot Seer. We're only on 2 today. I was playing 3 last time, but I cut 1 to play one more Giver of Runes after finding like 1 top 8 list from like 2 weeks ago that was playing more Givers. I also saw that Gruul mid-range was bigger in the metagame, and so was Erosa, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, the Urza Snow deck. So I thought that Giver might be better than Thought-Knot against those 2 decks. And then lastly we have Kaya, which I kind of want to try 2 copies in the main. We've got 1 in the main, 1 on the side. It's basically an Astrolabe killer, but it also does a lot of graveyard hate. It's got a win con built into it over time with inevitability. It can exile Birds of Paradise and Dryad Arbors from the red-green deck as well. Dredge is apparently further up in the metagame than it used to be, according to Goldfish, so again, you get to eat people's graveyards. Yeah, it just does a whole load of random utility. It's far better than it looks on the surface, which is a thing that we've talked about, I think, on stream a few times. People told me the card is garbage, and that's outperformed itself hugely. Shardfire asks, so PK, do you think that D&T is more well-positioned in Modern than it was a year or 2 ago? It seems like they're slowly adding to the list of tools available to D&T type strategies outside of Legacy. Just curious, since you're the expert on that type of deck. I don't know if I'm an expert. I've hardly played the decks recently. I've not been playing a whole lot of Modern and Legacy. I've been playing a lot more Commander. I don't know if they're better. Let's be honest, no one's putting up any results. There are no 5-0 lists. People aren't even 4-1ing with it. I think I 4-1'd with this just before the release of Ikoria, I think. I put a couple of videos up on YouTube. That's the best I've done with the deck in a very long time. I might have got a bit lucky just hitting like against Scapeshift twice. I don't know. I don't know if it is well positioned. I'm playing it mainly because I just like playing with these cards, and I think there's a lot of merit in games, whether it be Magic or other nerdy games like Warhammer, for example, of just playing the things that you enjoy, the things that bring you joy. The problem obviously is if you're playing to win in a competitive scenario, like you're trying to, I don't know, go 3-2, 4-1 or 5-0 in a league, for example, that can lead to frustration. So if I just play a lot of cards that I like, I can play a lot of cards that just aren't good in Modern. So, to answer your question, Shardfire, I'm not sure. I'll have to play more Modern. When Containment Priest releases, I'll probably be playing a bit more Modern. We'll see if I fucking hate it once that happens. And then our sideboard, we've got 1 Kaya, 1 Kunaros for graveyard-based spell or creature decks, Kambal against Storm and Prowess, Plague Engineer is a general catch-all good spell, Fail Push against Humans, Spirits, and Devoted Druid combo decks. We've got 1 copy of Rest in Peace because we've already got a Kunoro and 2 copies of Kaya to fuck with people's graveyards, so I'm going to play 1 copy of Rest in Peace. Although it does combo with Wasteland Strangler, so maybe I should be playing 2. 3 copies of Stony Silence against the Urza and Astrolabe decks. 1 Gideon to grind out against Control. 1 Fragmentizer against the Artifact-based decks. 2 Buried and Forged Tenders to play around Burn, Prowess, and Burn-based Wrath effects at some decks too. And then 1 copy of Grand Abolisher. Because there's Wilderness Reclamation decks on the metagame pages on Goldfish. And also the Urza decks like to play Cryptic Command with these counter spells. So I was wondering if actually Grand Abolisher might have his time in the sun. Honestly, if I'm honest, I was thinking I'd like to play 3 mana Teferi in this slot, or some in the main, but you can't play Esper D&T, that's fucking trash. So there's probably a blue-white variant just playing multiple Teferis these days, it's probably not too bad at all. Why not just side something like Cage or to exile the graveyard? Cage doesn't exile the graveyard. Cage literally doesn't touch the graveyard. Rip is better than Cage in this deck because it enables our Wasteland Stranglers. Yeah, and it also enables Kaya because Kaya allows you to damage people equal to the number of cards they have in exile, and Rest in Peace allows you to do quite a few of those. Yeah, so exactly, Jeff. I was considering Thoughtseize or Inquisition to go along, or maybe the 3rd copy of Thoughtseize plus a Thoughtseize or Inquisition on sideboard against combo. I think with our Thalias, our Thought-Knot-Seers, a Kambal, and then against like Storm, for example, Rest in Peace as well, and Kunaros, I don't know if we need more hate against combo. I'm more concerned with the control decks. I guess Hand Destruction isn't terrible against Urza decks, so maybe it would be good. It's definitely an option you can go for. What do I think the worst matchup is for this deck? Oh, traditionally I've always said Jund. I mean, this deck has more removal than a conventional like green, white, or white variant, so I wouldn't want to play against Jund. Elves is bad too. It stresses your removal, but again, Wasteland Strangler might show that up. I find it hard to say. You'll bear in mind, as I'm talking about through all this, I haven't played much Modern. I've played like a few games when Ikoria dropped, maybe like 3 or 4 leagues, and then I've just sort of not played it since. And that's just simply because of being burnt out because of Companion. I use the word burnout. I've been trying to avoid using the word burnout, but yeah. So some things I'm going to struggle to answer, honestly, because I haven't played enough recently to feel like I can give it a generally informative option. No big Thalia for Sanctuary decks. Huh. What? Mystic Sanctuary? What does that do with Mystic Sanctuary, Stacky Boy? I don't understand. I miss the good old days when I used to complain about Jund. Yeah, I mean, we're not pointless, see, Jund. There you go. Right. Let's turn down the volume on this Modo. So, Rob, any questions, my friend? I know you've just left me to it.
Yes, I mean, this is a deck we know quite well, so I'm looking forward to playing it. Could you share your screen, please?
Oh, of course, my friend. I totally forgot to do that.
Okay.
That'd be pretty helpful. There you go. Right, let's go ahead and close that. And this is where I realise I've got fucking tickets or something, isn't it? I'm so out of sorts for playing leagues on stream because we haven't done it for so long. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Big Thalia shuts off Sanctuary. Does it? I feel like it doesn't, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering Sanctuary.
So, the modern meta game...
Oh, when it enters the battlefield untapped. So yeah, Big Thalia does shut off Mr. Sanctuary. What a weird wording. Interesting. That's actually pretty good. Maybe Big Thalia is going into the Urza decks then. That's really interesting that it's worded like that. Hey, this is outside assistance. You're banned from the PT now. I get the cap up, but just to clarify, the outside assistance thing is for the PT, nothing else. Did someone request a toot and I missed it? I am so sorry. Oh, I wonder what we're gonna play again. It feels fresh in a way that I haven't played it for a while. It's nice to get away from things and come back, you know?
Yeah, definitely, because then even the stuff that's like dull and boring is new again, because you haven't seen it in weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I've been meditating on this a little bit, thinking about like how do we save eternal formats, and perhaps this is a video as well. It's like, is the solution really to like encase them in amber and never have them change? Is that doesn't sound practical, but it seems like the only way to stop people being frustrated with new releases, I guess, right? Like,
yeah, but it just breeds stagnation. Like,
exactly. There's a lot of downside to that. Of course there is. But I mean, if like if every new release warps the format, that's bad. If it heavily shifts the format, that seems to be bad too. Or if it only like doesn't affect the format, that's also bad, right? It's very hard to strike a balance. I just wonder if it's impossible.
Well, I mean, maybe it's just like, it needs to be given the love that it needs. Like, create, Modern Horizons style sets, specifically, for sets, and then nothing else goes into the formats anymore. So as of now, standard cards do not go into Legacy ever. And then the only things that now go into Legacy moving forward are, Legacy Horizons or whatever.
Yeah,
so you build a specific, very small set with just cards that, could tweak the metagame and could be considered fun, and then do nothing else.
I guess
so. That requires them actually spending time.
There's a lot more management as well, isn't it? But I don't know if I like that either. The fact that like standard just wouldn't affect like non-rotating or eternal formats doesn't seem good either. Like, but why don't I like that? I guess one of the other ones that a few people have talked about is having councils that would do all the banning and stuff. So I don't know if that's good either.
I don't think. Go Caves Pass.
Yep. We've got a shit ton of removal, so we're hoping they're a creature-based deck of some kind. Yeah, that's kind of creature-based, so they're prowess then, so that's good.
Kill that now.
I'll take one to kill this.
Feels good. I think a turn 2 Eldrazi Displacer is going to be hard for them to deal with.
Well, they're going to bolt it probably. I'm wondering if we don't actually play it, and then we keep up path, and then we can strangle the next target, if that makes sense. I guess it's still a blocker.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather just swing in the way.
Yeah, but I'd rather it survived. Like, it's quite a high priority card for like flickering our stranglers, Thought-Not Seers, Flicker Wisps, or like Charming Princes especially. But if they're spending it, oh no, they've got a third land next turn, so they could bolt this, and or they could still play a Swift Spear and then bolt this, for example, then hit us. The excuse that, oh, indeed, don't test for older formats is getting tired, hiring more people to keep their game as a whole. Yeah, this is another thing I've been thinking of, and I agree with you, Mega Churv. It's like, why don't they just have more staff then? They're not a little indie developer, are they? They make like the largest, most I'll go as far as to say probably the most culturally relevant card game of all time and probably forever at this rate. Like I guess Hearthstone might be able to compete a little bit there. And you've got the backing of like Hasbro they're not like the fucking your mum and pop's hot dog shop, are they? They're fucking one of the biggest toy companies, if not the biggest toy company in the world. Up there with like Mattel and stuff. Bolt, Monetary Swift Spear gets prowess. We're going to take 2 here. We can then strangle the Swift Spear. Yeah. Don't forget Pokemon. I don't think the Pokemon cards... I guess they are relevant. I think they're culturally relevant 100%. I wouldn't say they aren't, but... Like, yeah. I don't know how big... I guess Konami might argue as well for Yu-Gi-Oh! Modo is so fucking weird, right? I've turned down Modo, but the sound of hovering over lands is still really loud, but the bell from Modo is gone. God. Right. We're going to target Monetary Swift Spear, which allows us to then... We process this Swift Spear. Swift Spear dead. Pokemon's still just as big. Pokemon itself is just as big. But, like, do the Pokemon cards make the same or similar revenue to Magic? Genuine question. Like, I know the game still exists and people play it competitively and stuff. I'm not saying it's not relevant. I'm not going to say Pokemon's not relevant either. Pokemon's, like, huge, right? Fork Bolt kills our Wasteland Strangler. Lava Spike takes us to 8. We've not drawn a land. That doesn't fucking zap us. They're going to play like a... Let's play Gear of Runes. Yeah, I mean, I think Pokemon would struggle to get... Well, most companies struggle to get away with having their cards or products that they can reprint and get up to the price that Magic does. But Pokemon would struggle more because of the whole being for children. So there's a Revelant we can path.
Like to see a land here.
Oh, hello, Stone Age man. I'm sorry that you didn't get a notification. I would love to see a land, but no. We're just sat over here with our Caves of Koilos. This is probably one of the problems with this deck as well. We talked about matchups earlier, is the fact that your mana base is actually generally quite painful. Okay. Very liberated. Thank you for coming along and subbing and disappearing. I appreciate you. And thank you for hanging out. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your sleep. So this game's looking bad. We could do with drawing like a plains into Charming Prince, then flicker the Charming Prince and just like do that, I guess.
That would be ideal.
Bolt our face. Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Do we have to block?
No, we can path it.
Oh yeah. But we're probably just dead.
So they cast another light at the stage.
I love light up stage.
But Jafar, does I don't even know who deals with Pokemon cards anymore. Obviously, just Nintendo to an extent, but do they actually deal with the reprint issue. And like, yeah, Gabe Greenfeld's just nailed it. Like, Arena's going to make the game more and more popular, and those players will never come to paper because the cards are fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, the funny thing about like getting into Warhammer is that it's desensitized me a little bit. Sometimes, like, buying a £20 or like a £50 model, you're like, well, that's just one fucking card in Magic. And this is like a model that I get to like put together, paint, and play with, and have my. There's a lot more there. I understand the cards have better resale value for the most part, but okay, they cast a lot of spells. It's now got trample, which means we would die if it wasn't for the fact that we've got a surprise. We are on 3 and they got 4 cards in hand though, so I'd really like to draw a Charming Prince. That is not a Charming Prince. Well, we're dead to any burn, barring Forked Bolt anyway, so I guess we still just deploy our cards.
What we can do.
I won't attack, because this gives our Eldrazi Displacer the ability to block and or survive a bolt. Five cards in hand. We're on 2. They've already played 2 of their 4 Lava Spikes. They've played 1 of their 4 Lightning Bolts. They're casting Crash through to draw a card. The hand might be like, you know, prowess creatures and stuff. That's a possibility.
Yep. For Kiln Fiends. Crash throughs.
Yeah, so traditionally the deck doesn't play Kiln Fiend, so it plays 4 Swift Spear, 4 Reveler, and 4 of the other 1-drop prowess Skullscar Mage. And then just spells galore. Oh, and Steamkin apparently.
Seems good.
Okay. Want to draw Charming Prince and then a Plains.
Yeah,
We're going to have to go to 1 to have enough blockers. Oh, that doesn't even give us enough blockers now. And we're not playing... I guess we want to draw Wasteland Strangler. No. So we can go block, displace, go to 1. Because we can displace for colorless.
I guess.
Well, I mean...
what else do you can do?
Yeah, we've got to... It's either that or die.
Okay, let's go for it.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Okay, so we want Kambal, Plague Engineer, Kaya, 2 Burden Forge Tenders, and maybe the Pushes. Rip also helps to strand Reveler in hand. So that's possibly. It also turns off the
It does, but I think it's such an
Lava.
outside option.
Well, not really, because if you put the Revelers in their hand, if they never cast their Revelers, their deck is like, I'll go as far as to say something like 30% less effective. Like, think about that game. They ran out of cards, they played a Reveler, they made more cards and murdered us. Also, rest in peace, toss off the second half of Lava Dart as well. Megachurv says, Vince, I'm waiting, Megachurv, just for you. I've seen players hardcasting Revelers. Sure. But that's not very common, is it? Let's be real. Like,
okay, what are we cutting?
That's the hard part.
Kaya does just as good a job as Rest in Peace for cutting off.
Yeah, sure.
Like, and it gains its life.
Rip is really good. Like, it's generally really good.
Okay. Right, we want to play, so we kind of want to keep our vials in.
I don't know if we want our Scullers.
Scullers are bad. Like, if they bring in Artifact Destruction for the vials, like Smash Smithereens, it works extra well for clearing out a blocker and hurting us. Because they're almost certainly going to bring in a Braid, aren't they?
So that brings out... That's 6 cards cut.
So I think we should
can
bring in
5.
those for sure.
That's 6. And I guess we want the pushes too.
I think we do. I think Arbiter's not doing a lot of work here.
The only problem is if we... Oh, we want Koronos as well. It's got lifelink. And Menace, and stops from casting a Lava Darts.
I would say trim a couple of Arbiters and a
yeah,
Displacer.
the only problem we get there is that we're losing creatures and bodies.
Blockers, yeah.
Oh, I guess that's fine. If we go Displacer...
Displacer.
I kind of want the Arbiters in the play, and I'm more likely to cut them on the draw, I think.
Yeah. Not the fetchiest deck, though, are they?
No, they're not fetch deck at all. I don't think they play any. Nah, Wisps. Displacer's a better blocker. Okay, let's give that a shot.
Okay.
Vile push.
This is good.
Yeah, this seems actually pretty strong. Okay, let's give this a shot. Summoners also plays Firebolt, says the Cylinder. Okay, that's good to know. Which is another card with flashback. What's a one-off, I assume? They can't play more than one copy of that, surely. Okay, no turn 1 play from our opponent. So that tells us some stuff about their hand. Namely, they don't have a 1-drop, which is kind of an obvious statement, but I mean, it's still important to like know this shit. Let's see, yes. Let's go. Okay. So we can go Caves, Arbiter. If they go to kill it, we can save it with Burrington if we really want to. Because we have got a Ghost Quarter to block one of our lands. We've got a Vial, so we don't need our lands.
Bolt.
Yeah, I think we save it with the Burrington Forge Tender here.
Give it the Burrington Forge Tender blocks everything all day long.
Yeah.
Except for things with crash through on them.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I think we let it go. Because at least that's gained us 3 life.
Yeah. What I'm trying to think through is how good is our strip mine next turn. I mean, they could untap and bolt him again, which I guess that's get us 6 life. But how good is strip mine next turn?
I don't think it's that good because they can do so much with only 1 or 2 lands. Because they're running Metamorphose as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think strip mine's going to do much. You're right. You're right.
And plus, getting to the 3rd land so we can hit Kuneos and Burnt Forge Tender is pretty.
Well, if we draw a 2-drop next turn, we get to. Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty rough, but it does mean. Well, it means we've got to use our lands. Tithe Taker, Genoa 7's asked. Perhaps Tithe Taker's the answer instead of Grand Abolisher that I was thinking about today.
Yeah, maybe.
Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. They do love putting fucking tons of keywords on cards now, don't they?
Keywords.
Jesus. Like a small hike. How many words a hike? Is a hike you said 14 words?
Impressing the heck out of me.
14
Wow,
syllables.
time really flies. Shocked face. Such fantastic content always. Also Vince. Comboblins with new goblin when also hi Rob laughing face.
Yes, Pingu, we're playing the Comboblins, the new goblins 100%. We're playing multiple goblins.
17 17.
17. Okay, chat. Can we make a 17-syllable haiku out of just creature keywords? That's the question. Can you do it? Chat. Okay, and thank you, Pessimist Pink, for the sub as well. I appreciate it. And there will be multiple Goblins streams and videos, I assure you. M21's quite a cool set. I'm actually really glad it's refreshingly good. I'm just going to kill that Runaway Steamkin now.
That seems like a very, very
runs away with the game. Am I right? Ayo! Has anyone done a 17-syllable keyword haiku yet? Chat's gone very quiet. Has everyone got a pen and paper out? And they're like,
did you forget to attack with your...
No, I hit. It's got vigilance.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I glanced away and his vigilance.
Another Steamkin.
Okay.
Well, we can't kill that.
Not quite yet, but with Kaya and Wasteland Strangler, I feel like we can.
I'm going to play a Kaya.
Drop Kaya and swing, yeah.
I'm not going to swing with Burrington, because Burrington can block the Runaway Steamkin if the Steamkin suddenly gets like a BF 4/4. At least one creature, so let's get rid of those. Gain 2 life, make their thingamabobs cost more. Get in for 26. Chat has either died, I think either Twitch chat has died, because chat has said nothing.
They're working real hard on those haikus.
I don't think so. There's 182 people there. No one said anything for almost a full minute. That doesn't sound right, does it? Chat, just to let you know, I'm still here if you can hear me.
Speak to us, chat.
Just asking Megachurv, who was in the audience, if they... Okay, Manamorphose grows the Steamkin. Pingu is redeemed, so we can redeem messages. They can only talk in redemptions. Oh, Twitch completely died for some people. Interesting. Manamorphose number 2 to groweth the Steamkin.
Mm-hmm. Into crash through.
Huh, dab. So there are some people who can still see. The viewership numbers went up. Fuck knows what's going on. I'm sure it'll fix itself.
I'm sure it will.
2 mana in the pool. Fire is open. Runaway Steamkin on as a 3/3. Blockable with Burrington Forge Tender still, in spite of a crash through. Volk Bolt targeting my face. I will allow it.
Mm-hmm.
They could have shot Kaya. But they did not.
Lie up stage, that's why they did not.
Well, they could have 1 to Kaya, 1 to us, couldn't they?
Ooh, that was rough for them.
Well, they can cast both of them and then have mana in their pool for the Steamkin again. I mean, there's a chance that they go Scar Mage, Swift Spear, take 3 off the Runaway Steamkin and cast a Prowess Reveler from hand. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if they have a Reveler, they can cast it. It's a pretty impressive turn, honestly. Okay. So next time we can Wasteland Strangler the Runaway Steamkin back into the graveyard. There you go. Reveler. What an amazing turn. Put the Runaway Steamkin back in the graveyard. Kill one of their creatures with Wasteland Strangler. Then exile the creature again to gain 2 life. Oh yeah. Three cards in hand. 1 red mana available. If they cast another spell, they can then take 3 mana off the runaway sneaking again, so they can continue to chain off all these spells. They chose not to. They don't want to attack here either, I assume. Nope. Okay. Charming Prince. So, we can kill the Stinkin here.
Yep. Process.
Then we can down tick the Kaya to exile this Soul Scar Mage.
Yeah, I think it's got a Soul Scar Mage.
Then Charming Prince resets our Wasted Strangler again next turn. But we aren't attacking. That turn was real good for them.
But not good enough, I feel. I think we're still very much in control here.
I think we've got a good chance. The 4 cards in hand to scare me a little bit. Land for turn. Down to 3 cards in hand. 4 lands up. Manamorphose.
Just gonna grab some water.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Second Soul Scar, well, third Soul Scar Mage, and then a Bedlam Reveler. Okay. Three cards in hand, 1 mana up off of a Pain Land. Crash through might mean we lose the game, though. Sometimes your opponents do just have it. An incredible turn. Let's see if what's trending for Twitch. Oh, there's 2.3 million people watching a Fortnite thing, apparently. Okay. Right. There's a whole lot of damage coming through. It's going to kill Kaya. I think I'm okay with that, honestly. I say okay with it. I'd rather it didn't happen, but it's got to happen. So now we go Charming Prince. Exile Strangler. Cast Giver of Runes. No attacks. Strangler comes back. Strangle a Soulscar Mage. Okay, 4 cards in hand. 4 lands in play. Oh. Dismember my Burton Forge Tender. Okay. I'm going to sacrifice the Burton Forge Tender and make this Bedlam Reveler not do any damage this turn. I think when they crashed through, they probably should have just slapped my face in. But I guess two of the creatures didn't have haste, so that was a problem for them.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Rob. So apparently I did a quick cursory check the trending thing. Fortnite did some reveal thing, and it's had record numbers, like 2.8 million viewers or something, and it's fucked Twitch.
Oh,
That's nice.
perfect.
That's nice. I'm sure chat will be back eventually.
I hope so.
So, in they come.
See, we've lost a Kaya.
We have indeed. They cast Crash through Think Trample. I'm just going to take damage here because one spell would really blow us out, and next turn we have access to Giver of Runes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've still got 23 health, so...
They also just dismembered our Buried Fortune, so we basically padded out our life total by sacking it to prevent the damage from this Bedlam River this turn. They're on 7, we get a 15. They don't play another attack a blocker, we can actually swing with the Kerneros, because that's Menace to at least get 3 points of life out of it. Also, now I'm not seeing who redeemed that. The person who redeemed that just says redeemed to that hole in the chat for me. I can't see the person's name.
So if anything, it's getting worse.
Yep. Oh, and we had a sub apparently 12 minutes ago. Wow, time really flies. Fantastic content. Also, Vince. Oh no, that wasn't 12 minutes ago. It's just popped up. Oh,
Know what you're doing right now? Impressing the heck
Twitch and
out of me.
OBS. Twitch
Wow,
and OBS.
time really flies. Shocked face. Such fantastic content always.
So,
Also,
Larvadark
Vince.
won. I'll give her a
Can
Vince.
Boblins with new goblin when also hi Rob laughing face.
And then we're going to see Larvadark number 2 to kill the Giver of Runes. They should have done that before damage, right? Oh, no, they were casting a better referral. They still should have done that before damage. I don't know why they didn't, because they would have got another 3 points of damage through. 4 points of damage. Wait. I'm so confused. Oh, they got them out in the Alphabet Reveler. But the first Larvadark was not off of Reveler, so they could have Larvadark us during combat and got more damage. The Fortbolt's going to kill our Wayland Strangler. Then they're going to second Mountain to Larvadark I'll give her, I'm assuming. I'll then do it next turn because the damage is now -1/-1 counts because of Soul Skull Mage. Okay.
That makes sense.
Let's path this.
Sounds good.
That wasn't
And
optimal, but whatever. For them, I mean. Oh, that's not an Eldrazi land. Undo. There was such a long turn from them. I thought this is now fucking Eldrazi Temple. I've forgotten what it was. Jesus. So they go to 3. And we go to 18. But we'll also get to tap our Giver of Runes for the turn as well. If they don't Larvadark it in our turn. If they Larvadark in their turn, do it the prowess triggers. Yes. However, I do think we're just going to lose this game. This is not looking good. So they're going to cast Lightning Bolt and sack an islet. I'm going to give this creature protection from red, which will counter the Lightning Bolt, essentially. Technically, it's not countering it, chat. Judges across the land will not enjoy you saying countered, but whatever. Oh, they can't Larvadark out of the graveyard, Rob. Derp. This card says you can't do it. Oh, so next time I give it pro red and hit them again. Oh, Kudos. Fucking yeah. See, told you they're probably good.
Dog.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Pretty good. I'll take it. Okay. Kudos absolutely outperformed himself. Good boy. Right, 3 lands, turn 1, Burrington Fortune, turn 2, Giver, protected by Burrington. Yeah, okay, seems good. We kind of need a path or a rip to start being able to process things properly, but okay, whatever. Monastery's a Spear. They do have Dismembers to kill our Burringtons, by the way. We have 8 lands that ping us, by the way, so that's a problem. Okay, let's go white mana, Burrington Fortune. It's very weird streaming without chat, Rob.
It does feel odd. Like I feel compelled to like we should be talking about stuff, but at the same time, like, who's there to listen?
Well, they're there. Some people are there still.
Weird.
The way it's working for people is different. Probably depending on like region, ping, and all sorts of stuff. You know. Take one, okay. Light up the stage. Yeah, there we go. Trident Magistrate would be pretty good against this deck, it seems. It's a relatively good block as a 1-3, right? And then it stops light up the stage and all the flashback shit. I hit 2 mountains there. We've got another horn too, but that was from someone called Carthus Stormdrake. So I can actually see that one. Maybe it's getting better. Okay, let's go.
Slightly positive.
I guess I play Giver of Runes, because once Giver of Runes is online alongside a body, because we can play a Swamp and play Arbiter the following turn, then we've got loads of blocking, haven't we?
Yep.
And we're only scared of crash throughs, I think, at that point. That's a good point. We could just go to the Discord lounge and use that as our chat for now, I guess. Dismember on my Giver of Runes. Okay, not ideal, but... So we're going to block a 2-3, take another 2 and get at 18. Sorry, get at 15.
Vile's interesting.
I think we have to play it earlier rather than later. So we're just going to play Vile, and Arbiter might just go under the bus, maybe. We can if they're making 2-3s, Arbiter plus Brereton Fortune actually trades for one of the Swift Spears. They also missed the land drop, so I guess their hand is full of stuff. They didn't cast anything to get the prowess up, so maybe their hand is full of actual Bedlam Revelers.
Yeah. Land, cool.
Fiery Islet. Islet. Draw a card with it. Maybe their hand's full of lands. I'm sure they missed a land drop last turn, though. I'm sure of it. Oh no, they did get Path. That was last game, so maybe they didn't miss one. I'm just an idiot. Turn 4, 4th land. Yeah, the hand might be full of lands, Rob. That's really good for us. So they kind of almost had it all last game, but it turns out we might get lucky this game if they flood. Displacer. Sure. They've got a mountain in exile because of... Oh my god, I just realised you can process things off of light up the stage.
Ah, that's...
Probably
that's
could have...
very
I'm sure at some point in the last 2 games I could have done that and missed it. And also took something they couldn't then cast the following turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that seems good. Okay, cool. Let's get him. We have already colourless lands now, but I guess we could crack a Silent Clearing to draw a card and play another land next turn if we draw one. But our Vile's on 2. Hopefully we draw a 2-drop. A Thalia would be pretty sweet. Light up the stage. Okay, so any flicker effect will allow us to eat one of these things with our Wasteland Straggler. Like that Runaway Steamkin, for example. We're going to see a Lightning Bolt here. But where is it going to go? The Strangler, perhaps? No attacks.
Okay.
We're going to untap and tick our Vile up. Path to Exile, eh?
Interesting.
I think I'm going to draw a card. Because 2 drops are good here. Colourless land's good. Okay, so we've got Colourless land for our Advisor Displacer now. So So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
If we attack, they just bolt something. We save something with the Burnt Forge Tender, and they can block our 2/3 or 3/2 with the Swift Spear. If we path the Swift Spear, we can swing for 5. That seems fine.
Yeah, that seems good. We could definitely do with getting ahead in the race here.
They're gonna play a Steenkin next turn. We can kill the Steenkin. Right, so bolt's going at my Arbiter. I guess we save it, right?
Yeah.
So that means they don't get a land out of this either. And we do 2 damage to them. So let's 5 them down to 9. Haha!
Looking good. Looking good.
Then they're going to untap, draw a card, go to 4 cards in hand, play the Steenkin from exile, still have 4 cards in hand. Then they can go land, 3 cards in hand, 3 mana. So here's the Steenkin. Okay, they're passing priority. Oh no, that's not good for them.
No, indeed.
Tick up my Aether Vial. Try Giver of Runes, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So if we attack and they have 2 spells, the one of my Steenkin will eat either of our creatures. So I guess we just attack with the Strangler. Because we're going to flicker it anyway, so we can flicker it to save it if they do block.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They did block. Okay. Activate the Aether Vial, say yes, get a Displacer. Activate Displacer, target the Strangler. And now if they have a bolt, they can bolt the Strangler. But if they had a bolt, they would have cost the previous turn, wouldn't they? If they drew it that turn. Abrade the Vial or a creature? The creature, that's fair. So Braid kills Wasteland Strangler. And then we're going to go Giver of Runes. We're on 9, they're on 12. We have a very good board presence, but they do have a Steenkin in play and a grip full of cards. Manimal Foes puts them to 4 cards in hand and 2 mana in pool and another counter on the runaway Steenkin.
We could just... Yeah, they could definitely turn it around on us here.
I think we're unlikely to die this turn. Like, they're not going to make a huge monstrous Steenkin and crash through it because it doesn't have true prowess. It can't. It's got a ceiling in terms of how big it can get. They've drawn a Dismember and they're casting it. I assume on the Giver of Runes. On the Displacer. Oh, awkward. Considering we've got another one. Bedlam Reveler. Yep. Do they attack for 4 here? They discarded Bedlam Reveler and Blood Moon to their Bedlam Reveler. So I was right earlier on when I said they might have like multiple Revelers in hand. Or lands. It was the Revelers. Soulscar Mage. Lightning Bolt. Okay, nah, we might just be dead then. It wasn't dying this turn to the Steenkin, but it's them having a Reveler. Reveler being the best card in their deck as always, and
yeah, definitely.
That's why Rip's actually good. Because you side ripping against like Delve threats and Legacy, so it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
So we take 3. Good 9. We can play a Displacer, flicker out the Reveler, let them draw some cards. That seems bad. A Path would be good here. A strangler would be okay as well. Ghost Quarter. Well, it is a strip mine, and with one more laminate, 2 displays for activations. Do I draw a card? I think I draw a card. Huh, okay. Let's pass the turn to our opponent. We'll surprise them with a displacer. They're going to have 2 cards in hand. We cannot displace that Bedlam Roller because letting them draw cards is really bad. They cast a 3 mana light up the stage, which of course grows their entire team.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe strip mining was better here. Forked Bolt and Soulscar Mage. We're just dead. They Forked Bolt the Arbiter. We flash in Displacer. We displace the Runaway Steamkin. Take a bunch from Reveler. And this. Displace the Steamkin. No blocks. Go to 1.
Yep.
And then we need to draw Wasteland Strangler and then not having burn, I think. So they cast the Soulscar Mage off the top. Because they had a mountain in hand. So Strangler would kill 1 thing, then we can displace to kill another thing. And double block. Okay, yeah, so Strangler's our best draw. Strangler's our only draw.
Yep, pretty much.
I guess Wisp is okay.
This was a temporary solution. That, of course, is the worst.
Yeah, okay. Let's just do it to ourselves. Oh! This is the point where I'd say chat to chat while I grab a glass of water. But you can't.
Not so much, no. Well, chat, if you're out there, remember, we still love you.
So she's got a watch party on the go in the Discord, streaming this stream into the Discord. Of course, have the stream open in the background because it helps with numbers and stuff. I guess we do another round and see how chat goes. It feels not the same without chat.
I'm not having the same amount of stimulation as we normally get.
Chat's the most exciting bit. The magic's just here to facilitate the gathering.
Exactly.
I'm going to grab a glass of water, Rob. If you would like to tell a non-reacting audience like a 30-second story.
Sure.
There's some fucking improv prompt for you, Rob. Do you want me to give you a prompt?
Give me a prompt.
A tree made of fingers. Right, go back.
Okay. A tree made of fingers. Yeah, so trees made of fingers could be like, you know, in 300 where they find the villagers and they nail all the bodies into a tree. It could be something along those lines. That could be tree fingers. But I can't think of much else. It's pretty macabre, I'll be honest. So, yeah. That wasn't very good. that was a tough improv. But yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I'm not really doing very well here. How are people enjoying the new spoilers for M21? I really like the shrine thing. That looks wicked. I think that's going to be really cool. Although I wish it was a creature, so you can make it a commander, because it's just crying out for, you know, shrine tribal. which would be super cool. Thank you, Sushi. Good old Discord. Yeah. So, anywho, that I like. I like the new Mangara. Looks pretty cool. I seem to recall like somebody from Wizards saying that oh they're going to change how they do card draw in white, and let's hope it's going to be like people going to like it, etc. And to a point, it is cool, but I don't know. Like, when are they going to do light up the stage, but for white? So like whenever you like gain life, and then you can do a similar thing to what light up the stage does for white. That would be cool. But I don't know. Is that treading on Red's toes a little bit too much? Probably. I don't know. So yeah, that's the thing. What else do I like? The new spirit looks busted because as those spirits need any more help. But cool for the tribal synergies. I do appreciate that. So that's pretty cool.
How did your story go, Rob? Did I just interrupt it?
No, it went kind of badly, but yeah, it was a tough prompt.
Okay, some ASMR to bookend it. Just casually eating a bag of Doritos. Do you like Doritos, Rob?
I love Doritos.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like a lot of crisps, but Doritos are up there.
Do you like crisps?
Nah.
Fucking love crisps. See, right now the amusement of this would be seeing chat's reaction, right?
Yeah.
I feel so lonely. It's like making YouTube videos, but no one's responding.
Yeah, that must be weird. Like, because you do a lot of talking when you do the videos. I suppose you just like chatting in space.
Yep. Fucking Fortnite. John said in the Discord that 500,000 people are watching Fortnite right now. It's crazy.
That is crazy. But for all the given all that distraction, thank you for hanging out with us and choosing modern Death and Taxes as your evening's entertainment or afternoon's entertainment.
Even if part of the entertainment is the interaction and we can't interact with you, sorry. So strange.
So strange.
Staxy Boy said they're called corn. Oh, they're discussing with Doritos or crisps in the Discord. I'm just going to look at Vince Antinople in the Discord now as chat for now. So if you're a patron, you're talking there, I can see you. And obviously, Rob, you've got access to that as well, haven't you?
I do. Find it.
Doritos are definitely crisps.
Percent.
Sure, they're made out of corn, but whatever. I'm going to keep this one under the vial. I don't fuck.
Where is it? Constantinople. There it is. Oh my god. There's a chat. Right,
Yep.
How do I pop out this chat and put it in there?
Look at it on your phone.
The way that I usually do it.
Look at it on your phone, Rob. You're Discord
yes.
on your phone, right?
I do, but it might add me to the phone to the call, and it all goes a bit weird.
Oh, what? You on your phone for Discord that we're talking on now? Is it?
No, but hang on.
You can scroll through. Oh, but you're gonna sound like a middle-aged man now, aren't you?
I am.
You can just scroll through Discord like it's a fucking a chat room.
Ah,
There you go.
there we go. Hi, chat. I can see you now. Well, those of you who are so good enough to hang out in.
And if you want to be on the Discord, it's just $2 a month over on Patreon.com. This is pretty funny. It's like a free. Not say free advertising. I mean, the lack of interaction probably kills the revenue you make on Twitch. But it's interesting that it will encourage people to be on Patreon, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are we up against here?
Some Mishra's Bauble deck. God, I
Death Shadow?
maybe I can never play the decks I love anymore, and I have to just play memes. Because right now, I'm thinking, oh, I kind of wish I was playing some sort of wheeled Narset deck where I don't have to give a fuck about what my opponent's doing, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, Doritos are American. I get it. Doesn't matter, though, because Americans are wrong. Yeah, there you go, Zarsis. Look, we've got a Twitch chat where they can post images, Rob. That is a chip.
Oh, no.
If you're watching this video on YouTube, I'm really fucking sorry. You can't see the chat. There's no way
Yeah,
of
the
me putting it
VOD
in.
is not going to be as fun this week, but at least the action will be there. Which is...
We lost Tide Hollow Scalar. So they're like, yeah, probably Death Shadow. What the fuck's a Hush Puppy? I thought a Hush Puppy was like an ice drink.
It's a type of slushy, yeah. Or a shoe. Isn't it a shoe?
Or was that a slush puppy? A slush puppy's a drink. A hush puppy... Oh, I don't know.
Hush puppy's definitely a shoe.
Oh, fuck! Desatir! It's got a point. I haven't done my curry mukbang stream.
No, you haven't.
Oh, I need to do that.
How are your guts feeling?
Pretty good, actually. I'm pretty good. I think I could do with some more. Oh, Irish Cosmonaut has asked for a toot. I could eat a curry. Okay, maybe I should... maybe we shorten this stream and I just mukbang later in the week to make up for it. Right.
I think that would be a worthy trade. I think people would accept that.
Everyone's like, you used to make magic content, now we do talk about Warhammer and eat curry on stream. Fuck you, Vince. Okay, let's go ahead and scry 2. I do love Charming Prince.
Charming Prince is a great card. Like when it first came out, I was like, this looks good. But the more I've like seen it and played with it, it's just great.
Do we want this? Yeah, because we've got Thornlords here. Maybe I should up top both the lands. What's your favourite thing to have on chips, Rob? Fries, as the Americans call it. Fries! Also, I've got a sound... Does this make me sound like Santa Claus? Do I sound like Santa Claus now?
No.
No? Okay, the voice changer is not working. I want to say fries in a Santa Claus way, but obviously not. Oh, hang on. I know why. Here we go. Is that working? Am I Santa Claus now? Am I Santa Claus now, Rob? Rob?
No.
Wait, did it mute me instead of turning me into Santa Claus? That fucking sucks.
I can still hear you.
Okay, good. So what's your favourite thing to have on chips? Okay, two questions. The first one, that's the first question. So yeah, what was your favourite thing to have on chips?
That's a difficult question.
Okay. What makes it difficult?
Well, I sort of... Cheesy chips, like, are really, really good. But I wouldn't want to have them on every...
Oh yeah, fuck no.
Every chip.
If you're having steak and chips, you don't want cheesy chips on the side, do you?
Exactly. That's where I'm struggling. You know, and again, like if I have steak, the best thing to have on chips is peppercorn sauce. Because you dip it in, it's amazing. So,
or just some sea salt, and then you dip it in the juices that are coming off the steak.
There you go. Oof. So I would say just okay, typical chips. It's going to be salt. Okay, salt and vinegar would be, I think, is probably the safest option.
Yeah, it's very safe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something very controversial here, Rob. I'm sorry for the outrage this might cause. Also, Twitch chat's back.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Just in time for Vince's, I hate the term, but hot take. I think cheesy chips is overrated to borderline not very good. I think the sogginess that cheese brings to chips ruins what chips are good at. Soggy chips suck. I hate soggy chips. There you go.
Definitely, yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that.
I think most cheesy chips are just soggy and shit. Harder grease is selling on. There we go! Right, I'm just gonna path this. Am I just gonna path this?
I think so. because it turns on like disdainful stroke as well, and after does another
That is true.
annoying things.
Chips have to be crispy for maximum satisfaction. Exactly. If you're cooking chips in the oven, sprinkle some salt on those bad boys, and it fixes the outer shell. Oh, mwah!
Yep. Oh, it's so good. I've recently, because Sainsbury's do such a bad job of protecting their staff and customers from COVID-19. Since lockdown, I've upgraded and now I shop at Waitrose, and their crinkle cut oven chips are so good. They're just perfect.
From Waitrose.
Yep.
See, we were shopping Waitrose. I think I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way, about those particular fries or chips. But I just find that the majority of Waitrose things are just really expensive, but with no added benefit. Well, I do believe M&S actually makes good food. I'm not a big fan of Waitrose. In essence, that's what I'm getting at.
That's fair enough. And I think
it's just like everything you mentioned, Rob. I'm like, I'm not a fan of that. Like cheesy chips, I'm like, no, fuck that.
It's okay to disagree, I feel, and I agree with you. Like to some things Waitrose does brilliantly, but other things it is just a little bit overpriced.
Yeah, exactly. But let's go back to chip toppings then. So
Yes.
you mentioned peppercorn. Are you a fan of like sweet chili sauce, peri peri sauce?
Yeah, peri peri sauce, as we discussed last week, is definitely a good one.
We lost the prize matchup. Our opponent fucking stomped us. I'm going to take a play here, by the way, where we attack with 2-2. And I'm going to try and strangle this to kill it. If they have any way to lose life at instant speed, we get blown out. And we just lose a card. They may just let it through to make their strangler bigger. They did. Sure. We can strangle to shrink the Death Shadow and swing back. Not for lethal, but close to. Anyway, back to chip topics. Best sauce for chips is mayo mixed with a little bit of harissa paste. Oof!
Oh, that
sounds well good.
That sounds really good.
What else? Garlic and salt and power. Garlic and salt and power. Literal power. Weird. Nacho cheese and pulled pork. Okay.
Yeah, pulled pork's a good shout.
Strangler. Target this. And we're gonna put
Chip spice. Megacherv. Explain.
Oh, are you not aware of chip spice, Rob?
I'm not aware of chip spice.
I only became aware of chip spice thanks to all the northerners in my Discord being very fucking northern. It's a northern thing. They have this thing called chip spice, and it's like a mixture of stuff that you have on chips.
Okay, that sounds tasty.
How do you know it's not tasty, Rob? For all you know, it could be, I don't know, ground up arseholes and feet cheese.
Point.
Maybe just that it's paprika and salt. Is it just paprika and salt? Because in which case, I've had that at some point. Oh, wasabi and soy sauce chips.
Oh.
I'm looking at my wife out the door. She's just out of camera shot. Shall we have some chips? Yeah. The door is completely out of frame. If you come into the room, then you're in frame. Yeah. Shall I get us some like wasabi next time we shop it? And then we can have wasabi soy. Yeah. What do we mean? So Selena, how do you do it? Do you just like? How do you do it? That sounds like how do you do this complex thing? But how do you have those things? They can't swing here or they die, right? Oh, they must have removal. Not right now. Bear in one sec, guys. Bear in one sec.
Okay.
The only thing I'm thinking is that I've got to now get up.
Finally able to lose. Yes, welcome back. If you've ever had peri peri salt on chips and noticed that. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Peri peri. Hang on, Megacherv. You fucking little shit. Are you saying that peri peri salt is just paprika and salt? Because it's not, is it? It's peri peri. It's not paprika and salt. What? Okay, now I've lost all understanding. Right? What is chip salt? Chip spice. Just I don't know. Dissolve some wasabi in soy, then toss the chips while drizzling the mixture in very slowly. Is that going to make them soggy though?
Another one.
Just discuss soggy chips are not the way to go.
You don't know the chemical composition. Megachurv! Right. I'm not asking for the chemical composition. When you talk to someone about cooking or food, you ask them about the ingredients and methodology used. It's not science, Megachurv! It's cooking, you fuck! Anyway. Let's crack this. Jesus Christ, Megachurv. Jesus Christ. Okay. I don't know cooking, Vince. Well, that's better. Oh, no. I thought my vial was on 2, Rob. It's not, is it?
Oh, dear.
We can't attack. I thought we could... Oh, we can attack. But if we hit them, they go to 11. If they can damage themselves in any way... Fuck it, live life on the edge, right?
Yep.
American seasoned salt, paprika, tomato powder, monosodium glutamate, onion, and garlic. What the fuck is monosodium glutamate? Monosodium, so some sort of salt. Onion salt? What is glutamate? Glutamate. What is that? In neuroscience, it refers to an anion of glutamate acid. Oh, MSG. Right. Okay.
Okay.
I actually don't exactly understand what MSG is. I just know it's used in a lot of like takeaway cooking and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a salt preservative type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and apparently it's nowhere near as bad to you as like all the press in the world is trying to convince you it is.
Yeah, because it's sodium based, and Americans are afraid of sodium, so they go out of proportion because they.
If it's meaty flavored, do you know what, Rob? I was thinking last turn. I'm gonna for real. I was thinking instead of cracking the land because we're talking and stuff, I could play this, go squat them, and take them off Timber Battle Rage. But I thought to myself, oh, we're only 1 point off, so it doesn't matter. But then in hindsight, not just hindsight, not just it was the whole purpose. I was thinking in my head, take them off red, takes them off with Timber Battle Rage. But the point that we were 1 life off doesn't matter because it still kills us. So I should have done it. I guess if we'd drawn a 3-drop there, no, fuck it, never mind. That was dumb. Yeah, exactly. I do believe the whole hating on MSG thing is definitely... There's elements of racism to it. Definitely. Push is good against Death Shadow, but not against Gurmag? God. I feel like I'm getting worse at Magic. Yeah, this place is pretty good.
I think this is a tough matchup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a lot of tools. Like, that game, if we'd had, like, another Path or a Wisp or even, like, Stranglers and shit. Like, we'll just, yeah. We had a lot of cards that were live draws, essentially. Twitch broke earlier, but here's the haiku. Skulk, Fear, and Flying. Playable evasion keywords, but fuck Menace again. Skulk, Fear, and Flying. It's playable 3 syllables. Feels like it is.
Playable, yeah.
Evasion keywords, but fuck Menace again. I did say only keywords. The fact that you included other things has disqualified you from this tournament.
But it is a coherent haiku. And that's the other thing about haikus is they do actually need to make sense.
Nah, they don't. Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Do they?
Although, yeah, well, those they have no value.
I thought, well, a lot of posters have no value, Rob. But I thought haikus could just be a random collection of syllables, not a random collection, a collection of words, and then you have to interpret it, which is what happens with a lot of like non-prose fiction, right? You just be like, oh, it's difficult to interpret. Indestructible, double strike, flying, trample, hex, resistance, reach. Actually, you know what? Now I've read some of them that are just keywords. I'm gonna go back on what I said earlier. Gay Greenfield, you win. If I have to, I'm not reading any more. Just a haiku that's literally. It isn't just syllable structure, but also the subject matter. Is that true, Moosework?
The heck out of me.
Conventions of a haiku. Let's have a look. Haiku genre follows several conventions. Let's have a look. The traditional Japanese haiku. Oh my god, this is actually an article. Fuck. 3 lines is the first thing. Traditional subject matter of a haiku is Zen descriptions of natural phenomena, wildlife, common everyday occurrences, or particular locations. So yeah, a traditional subject matter of a haiku. I guess you could still have a non-traditional haiku. Like
And
you could.
common everyday occurrences, keywords occur on tens of thousands of Magic cards.
I mean, you could write a 17th century-esque court masque about modern-day politics. It'd still be a court masque. There'd be the conventions you could copy. You see what I mean? Like you can take the structural conventions of an art medium and not its thematic like conventions and still like use it. And you can make westerns tend to talk about there's a lot of westerns are a really bad choice. I don't know anything about westerns. I don't know why I went to westerns, Rob. Like science fiction, right? Science fiction normally talks about anxieties and fears for the future, among many other potential themes. But what I'm saying is you can still have science fiction that doesn't do that. Because actually, can you? Because we always talk about how Star Wars isn't science fiction, but a lot of people do class it as science fiction. So surely what I'm saying is would then make Star Wars science fiction, but also genres and mediums aren't the same. Woo! In short, it's good to know though. Thank you, Moosework. I didn't actually know there was going to be a traditional subject matter to a haiku. In short, just fucking enjoy shit. No, sure. But whilst that is a correct statement, just fucking enjoy shit, I think it's also important to understand how things are made. And not just only in a science, technological, or engineering perspective, but also in an arts, farts, and literature perspective. So you can just enjoy things, but it's a good point to make it to or at least think to acknowledge. You can't deconstruct or subvert fucking Thoughtseize. Also, it's the ugliest Thoughtseize. So these borders. I know some people defend them, but come on. It's fucking hideous, isn't it?
Not thematically synergistic.
What isn't the Thoughtseize or what we're saying?
The Thoughtseize. The border doesn't match the art, which doesn't match
it's fucking
text
awful.
and all that kind of stuff.
Agree. Haikus are quite neat, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. Okay, that's pretty good. I enjoyed that. Because space operas are science fiction, right? To go back to the Star Wars thing.
Man, I thought, it was like science fantasy.
Because we've talked at great length about whether Star Wars is a sci-fi and why it is and why it is and why it isn't. So, I mean, Wikipedia has a subgenre of science fiction. Obviously, you'd have to deep dive further than that. Emphasis on space warfare, melodramatic adventure, interplanetary battle, chivalric romance, and risk-taking. Barring the romance aspects, Warhammer is a pretty grimdark, gothic space opera. Anyway, what we're talking about?
I would 100% agree with that.
So we also know what Star Wars isn't actually a science fiction because, in terms of themes and thematic concerns, it doesn't actually share anything with with comparable texts. But in reality, if you say it's a space opera, which you can't say it's not a space opera, surely it is a subgenre of science fiction that isn't concerned with extrapolation of human progress and stuff. Well, we have to take this member.
Yeah.
Kaya deals with Death Shadow. Whisk can deal with Gomag for a minute. Okay, cool. Real science fiction has dilithium crystals. Well, you say that, but Picard and Discovery both have dilithium crystals in the moment. Actually, no, Discovery doesn't, actually, because they don't have dilithium at that point, I don't think. And they're shit! Whoa, got him! Look, Ape, I like space and science fiction and operas, and I don't like opera, but I like space opera. Like Buck Roger me up, fam. So, if you were trying to describe the aesthetic and the lore of Magic, Rob, where would you go other than just going, it's fantasy? Can you go further, or is it too diverse in terms of like its themes? And because obviously, and I also understand it's a difficult question because, to clarify, obviously, like narratives tend to have genres, right? I'm asking you to just find the entire encompassing flavour of Magic. I do get that.
I would say
Another one.
I think at this stage, I think it is still fantasy because I don't think they've done, talking about like thematic elements and kind of visual cues and things like that. Like they haven't strayed far enough away from fantasy genres.
I mean, they have a little bit, right?
The other thing, yeah, I mean, they have a little bit, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that Magic. The only other thing, if it wasn't fantasy, I would say like it's an eclectic mix of styles and genres.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe that's the point you have to point out, that you can't just neatly pigeonhole Magic. So maybe my question was loaded, I guess. I was trying to get you to like just for a soundbite, be like, yeah, well, maybe it's a fantasy opera, but that's not true because it does because yeah, you said like it's never committed to stuff, but I guess like the Justice League, like the Gatewatch is basically superhero fiction at this point, right? They've all got origin stories, and there's a big bad, and there's a team up, and there's misunderstandings. That's just all the conventions of a fucking of superhero fiction, right? Has Rob died?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, so you're there. So there's that, and then you've also got like the Weatherlight and Phyrexian sagas, which is probably more akin to science fiction than it is fantasy. So yeah, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about like the breeding projects.
I hate Colligan's Command so much. I hate this card. And if we'd viled Thalia in instead of talking so much about fucking other shit, this game's over. Like if I'd viled Thalia in here, chat, they couldn't have cast K Command. We'd be progressing our board. Next turn we would have drawn. What would I have drawn? A land. So if Thalia in, they couldn't play this. Maybe they kill Thalia. They would have a land. We can play Kai if Thalia's not. Oh, fucked it. Just absolutely fucked it. Absolutely.
Another one.
Totally fucked that royally. And it's fine. I was enjoying the competition more anyway. But I just don't think this deck is playable in the slightest. Maybe I shouldn't have been like, oh, I just want to cast some wisps. Maybe that was a fucking mistake. Anyway, sorry, Rob. I cut you off quite harshly to draw attention to what was happening. What were you saying?
You've lost my thread. What was I saying?
Fuck, what were you saying? Chat, what was it? Oh, I said about how the Gatewatch is basically a lot of narrative beats and possibly thematic concerns of superhero fiction, which is, I guess, superhero fiction is like a subgenre of science fiction or fantasy, right? Like it kind of crosses between the two a little bit, but it's more sci-fi. And then I said, and you said about body horror and cloning and.
Oh yeah. So the Weatherlight saga and the Urza's creating of different races and ancient technology and things like that. Like I feel like there's a lot of Dune-esque elements to it. I feel.
Yeah.
With, like,
yeah.
Perfect bodies and things
Pulp,
like that. So
because as Carthage Storage just said, yeah, but there are elements of pulp. That's fair. I mean, there are a lot of ancient civilizations and technology and mysteries to do with ancient civilizations. Also, is a trope of fantasy fiction, though, right? Like, look at even Lord of the Rings is set against the backdrop of a world that's fallen from where it once was, with like empty halls and kingdoms. And D&D is obviously based upon that as well, right?
Yeah, true. And thingy, what's his name? John Carter of Mars and like ancient Martian civilizations and things like that.
Yeah, and like, well, actually, here's a point. Jumping from plane to plane. I know there's obviously dimensional travel exists in D&D, and fantasy fiction can have other worlds. Like, I'm not saying that it can't. But, like, planar travel, especially on a ship like the Weatherlight, 100% a science fiction thing. I would probably go as far as to say, apart from aesthetic-wise, Magic is often more fantasy, simply because it's all swords and sorcery, right? It's called Magic for a start. But I think in terms of, like, your average narrative plot points, it's more akin to science fiction.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Do you disagree?
Only in the visuals, I would say.
Yeah, and obviously we've talked about how fucking Mystic Sanctuary. And this is the thing, I'm playing this format, and as soon as I see Mystic Sanctuary, I'm just like, I don't even want to play this match. Maybe if I was quietly playing it, concentrating and trying that way, fine. But the idea of engaging with a match in a way that I talk about it as well just fucking brings me agony. Okay, Courtyard, Arbiter, pass the turn. What does chat think? The Weatherlight plane hopping is totally a riff on the D&D Spelljammer setting. Yeah, I guess. I mean, is it a riff? Is it a reference? Is it just a thing that naturally people will come to time and time again because, you know, being on
Spelljammer's pretty sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it's just it's not a unique idea, is it? That people will travel to other places on a ship. That's a thing that human civilization has been doing for
that's
many
something we've
years.
been doing since the Argo. So yeah. I think since we've had ships to sail on.
The Weatherlight is a rip-off of Treasure Island, says April Justice. Yeah, the Weatherlight is a rip-off of any boat that has ever existed. But yeah, like the whole discovering new planets or planes. Planeswalkers themselves, I guess, are very godlike figures, and that feels more fantasy than sci-fi.
Certainly are the older versions. I mean, there's dragons. Like, you don't get much more fantasy than dragons.
I guess. But aren't dragons just... What if it was like a dragon on... What if you were watching a sci-fi and they went to a planet and there was like a flying reptile that breathed fire? Would you not be like, oh, okay. You know, like, would you immediately think, oh, this is fantasy now because it's a dragon? They're going to crack this fetch and I'm going to displace my Eldrazi, my Arbiter, and for the first time this stream we might actually feel like our deck's doing something. Probably should have played that Concealed Courtyard earlier, but whatever.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, it could be a planet.
Like, I mean, dragons are right. Why are okay? I guess let's unpack it. Why are dragons fantasy?
Because they have origins in mythology.
Yeah,
which is where fantasy comes from. Whereas,
hang on, pause. Keep that thought. Hold it.
Oh, I had a really good thought.
But hold it, Rob, because I need to do this because my deck is doing something. Displacer. Don't have path. Little shit. Do not. If they have path, I might just scoop and go to cube. Maybe I need to play linear combo decks. Fuck. Okay, well, we can carry on playing. Right, what was it, Rob?
Mythology has very terrestrial kind of senses and origins. So, like, where you've got, like, everything that is an explanation of things that exist in the world or explain physical events. And the closest you get is like, worlds aligned with ours, like spirit worlds and things like that. But other than that, it's all very, like, terrestrial based. Whereas things that are not mythology, like science fiction, is all very much not that.
I don't know if that's true, because like mythology, myths and legends, like if we talk about like ancient Greek myth and stuff, like they go to the underworld. There's a godly realm that people like that exists that not people don't travel to it necessarily. Like
yeah, but it's all part of the same like system, I guess.
But it all depends upon like what we discussed as being mythology. But let's look at like the Iliad and the Odyssey, right? Aren't those just a person on a boat going different lands and discovering different shit? Isn't that like the equivalent of like the Enterprise going to a different planet? Isn't Spelljammer and the Weatherlight just Odyssey and Iliad? They're ripping it off.
Well, I mean, it is like the Odyssey to the extent that they go to different places, but the whole point of the Odyssey is that like he's trying to get home, so it's much more Voyager than it is.
Yeah, sure, okay, yeah. But I mean, that's just the journey home is just that's just a plot device, Rob, to facilitate conflict and to allow you to tell a story, right?
True, but the Iliad is about.
What's the difference of the Iliad? So the Odyssey is obviously.
So the Iliad is about the battle for Troy and Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships. She's declared the most beautiful woman in. Oh, this is pushing my knowledge in all of the world, and Paris was promised by Aphrodite that he would fall in love with the world's most beautiful woman, and that turned out to be Helen, but Helen was kind of betrothed to like several other
Wait,
people.
wait. So hang on, maybe I missed something here. So the Odyssey is the one that like Jason the Argonauts is based off of,
Another one.
and
No.
that's no, it's just the Argonauts not based off of the Odyssey.
No, Jason the Argonauts is a much older story. The
Is
trip to the
it?
Argo is way older. Yeah.
Is the ship in the Odyssey not called the Argo?
No.
Ha.
Jason and the Argonauts is where Jason, who's a prince, gets tricked by the incumbent king to go and retrieve the golden fleece.
Oh yeah, I
And
vaguely remember those details from like the movies and shit. But I definitely in my head are just conflating the two as being the same thing.
that happens in the heroes sort of period of
Odyssey is
of ancient Greece rather than the post-hero phase.
Right. Yeah, but I thought Jason and Odysseus, or whatever the fuck his name is from the Odyssey, I thought they were just two names for the same character.
No, different characters.
Ha.
Different characters entirely. Like, yeah.
Interesting. Did not realise that. Okay. I've just done the whole thing where we get to take two things from their hand, but I'm not sure which order I've put it, so fuck. Let's take this one. And they get that one back, I think. Whoops. Then let's take this one forever. Maybe the Feast of Famine. Okay, shit. I thought they were the same thing. That's really interesting that like over the years I've just rather ignorantly just considered that the two things were based like off the same root narrative. Obviously the Odyssey coming first, then I thought, I don't know, Western audiences have just mangled it into this like pop culture Disney's Hercules thing, but obviously not.
Well, see, speaking of Hercules, for example, Hercules was on the crew of the Argonaut for a time.
What?
Is
that true?
Yeah, he had special oars
I need
made
to,
from trees so he could like row.
Like, do you know what I need to do is find a fucking Greek mythology wiki? Because, you know, when you first get into comic books or something, you're like reading about all these crossovers and how Spider-Man relates to the Avengers and so on, or like, you know, how Miracle Man has interacted with Batman on 4 separate occasions outside of like the Crisis storylines and that sort of shit. And this is exactly what this is for Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Because Greek myths, again, actually, let's go back to that superhero thing I said earlier. I think our superhero fiction is like somewhere between fantasy and sci-fi. Superhero fiction is very much based upon like, not based upon, but the basic premise is very much just a Greek myth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that I know my Greek myth from my fucking Homer's Odyssey, obviously. So that's why I got confused when you said about Iliad being a fictionalized account of a real thing that happens, the Battle of Troy. I was like, hang on, how come one of them's about like gods and shit, and the other one's about actual Troy? But obviously,
well, the Iliad
wait.
Iliad has gods in it, and it's all set up by the gods. So in the precursor, the reason why the war starts is because Paris, who's a son of Troy, gets invited to Mount Olympus to judge who is the most beautiful goddess
competition
between Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite. And he chooses Aphrodite, and in return, Aphrodite gives him a favor, which is he'll fall in love with the most beautiful woman, who is Helen of Troy. No, so Paris is Greek.
Abe was asked if I've ever watched Troy, and fun fact, I fell asleep trying to watch it, so no.
Yeah, but then Helen of Troy is betrothed to. Paris is Troy. Anyway, but yeah, Paris is from Troy. Helen is not. Helen is already promised to several other men. She's got some suitors, basically.
And this is Paris Hilton, right?
Yeah, totally. And then, in order to defend the honor of the people who are technically betrothed to Helen, Agamemnon goes to war with Troy and launches 1,000 ships. And there's a big war. And a Trojan horse, etc. And a Crowan horse, as you would know.
Right.
And so the gods involved there. So like Apollo turns up and helps out Achilles' mate. And Ajax is is a son of Hercules or one of the other gods. And he's in it. And then at the end, after the war is won and they sack Troy, Odysseus tries to go home, but he's pissed off Hera, who blows him off course, and then he goes on his adventure. which is the
Right.
Odyssey. Which is
Oh, so it is steeped in Greek myth. I just thought it was steeped in the same Greek myth that the Argonauts was, and that's not right.
Yeah, but during the time period, so like the way that the Greek myths are kind of like laid out is that they're different sort of like eons or like time periods, and the Iliad and the Odyssey are set like post heroes. So
So this is so it's like each like universe reset that DC do.
yeah, so it starts off as being like the
Golden
primordials, then it's Titans, then it's the era of gods, then it's the era of like heroes and monsters, which is like Hercules and what's his name, Caphaeon, and Perseus and that lot who kill. They're heroes who kill all the ancient monsters to allow the age of like man, which is where the Iliad and the Odyssey are set. So there are still gods and monsters around, but they're just like there are way fewer of them.
So okay, so where does the legendary journeys of Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess fit into all this?
So that all happens during the gods and monsters era.
Right.
That's where you've got like chimeras and cyclopses and a lot more monsters than there are humans. Whereas like in the Odyssey, it makes a whole point of like they go to all these like deserted islands and all these lonely places, which is like the last refuges of like the ancient world, and this is where the only places where you'll see these monsters again. So like it's like there's only one Cyclops, even though the Cyclopides were like a whole race of creatures, but now they're all but died out and things like that. So,
okay. Some people in chat are very impressed with your knowledge of this, by the way. Like, are you a Grecophile, Stim?
Am I a Grecophile? No. But if you are interested in learning more about the gods and monsters, Stephen Fry has written 2 very good books. One's called Mythos and one's called Heroes, and they are basically like not modern retellings, but they are Stephen Fry's looked at all the sources and then he's told the stories of like ancient Greeks and stuff like that. It's very good. So if you want more information, that's where to go.
Okay. As Zarsus was saying, I suspect everyone would say subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, is it like you did a Greek mythos thing?
If you'd like to know more, yes. No, sadly not. Although it would be a fun thing to do, like some history things. Or
there's a whole world out there to make content in. That's why I kind of want to branch out with, like, for Warhammer Wednesday, I was considering doing like my synopsis of what I've learned about the Warhammer lore so far, because it's very complicated.
I'd love to do a counter synopsis of things that I know about.
So, what have I learned tangentially if Vince not shutting the fuck up about it? But Rob, Ape said he should have plugged Skillshare. Like, this stream is sponsored by, and then went to like a Skillshare one. Batterskull. Okay. So if I do some strangling. So if I go Wasteland Strangle, yeah, let's do some Wasteland Stranglers. Let's go Strangle. I feel like I'm having my cake and eating it here. That's probably where we're winning. I'm still not used to winning these days. Let's go Wasteland Strangler. And we're going to shrink the germ. And we're going to process this Ice Fang Corral. Then... Oh, no. I should be displacing the germ on my turn and killing the Coatls. Derp. I've done that slightly wrong. Sorry, chat. I felt like I was fucking it in some way. I should have killed both the Ice Fangs here, untapped, and killed the germ with the displacer, but I fucked it. Let's kill the snake then instead. My bad. I was going to double kill this, untap, kill one, and then displace the snake, but that's not what you do, because that gives me a card draw. Let's kill a Coatl. Do you reckon they got another snake?
Nah. find out if you flicker up Tide Scully Skullers.
That is true. Yeah, I've done 2 vials here, so I know I'm saying I've had my cake and eat it, but perhaps actually it's not been as good as it could have been. If they have a snake here, they still die? Yeah. Okay! Fucking got him, chat. We fucking got him. Now that I've done my concentrating, let's go back to talking about other things. See, I think Magic often... I know it obviously apes on like conventional fucking fantasy stuff like Greek myth, for example, or Lorwyn being literally the original European folklore / fairy tale set. Then we had an actual fairy tale set and all that shit. But I do think that actually it's more often than not more sci-fi. Like, look at the Phyrexians, like Kailash Mirrodin, like even like... What is Zendikar? Zendikar originally was like the adventurer set, wasn't it?
Yeah, Zendikar's the D&D set, so certainly.
Well, until they then fought in a huge sweeping war against an eldritch monstrosity. That doesn't feel too
it's
fantasy.
it's like the DM who's run out of original ideas altogether. No idea
The
what
shade.
to do now.
The fucking shade. So against controls, let's bring in some things that give us ongoing value and cut 1 path. 1 strangler, 2 stranglers. I mean, it kills the snakes, but it's not going to kill their fucking arrows, is it? Lorne was pretty specifically Celtic. It had a lot of Celtic in it, yeah, 100%. I don't know if it's specifically Celtic. Like, I don't know if... Like, I thought some of it was to do with other parts of European folklore as well. Like, giants? I guess giants are Celtic.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the, like cairns and
yeah, there's a lot of it definitely, but I was sure there was some bits of it were like Germanic, but I might be I'm misremembering this then. Yeah, like, a lot of it is like boggles, noggles to an extent, I guess. They said the cairns, like the bridges and the hillscapes, the Kithkin. Well, Kithkin are hobbits, I guess. Where do hobbits originally come from in terms of like? Oh, obviously Lord of the Rings, but I mean prior to that, is there a historical reference for them? Giant's Causeway, yeah, exactly. Innistrad was Gothic horror, yeah. So Innistrad was far more the Germanic Gothic horror thing, definitely.
Yeah, but not like Germanic fantasy in the way that Eldraine was, for example. Eldraine is very much grim fairy tales. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't call it grim dark ape, because grim dark is kind of... It's grim and it can be dark, but I wouldn't call it grimdark, only because I'm associated with Warhammer.
It's got a card called Happily Ever After in it. Like, it's not grim. It's not grimdark.
Well, no, it's like yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, grim with 2 M's and a little D, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because grimdark is Warhammer, where it's like skulls everywhere, everyone is miserable, everyone is dying, there is only war, and everyone's a fanatical bastard. That's grimdark. Vial's very good against them. Let's keep it. But yeah, so Thorin Eldraine is your literal fairy tale set. Obviously, original Innistrad is horror tropes dot set, including a lot of gothic horror stuff and references to romanticism, like late romanticism, gothic horror, like startups. Then obviously the second version of Innistrad was more to do with all the paranoia, cults, and eldritch stuff that comes more from the American Gothic and obviously Lovecraft and shit. And then someone mentioned H.R. Geiger earlier, which is like
there's some body horror elements to it. But
there's body horror in
H.R.
loads
Geiger
of...
is more New Phyrexia. So.
Yeah, the Phyrexians definitely. That's what someone said, I think. There's a lot of body horror in... There's a surprising amount of body horror in Magic. And I'm here for it.
Yeah,
there's nothing...
Phyrexians are well into that shit.
Yeah, like, birthing pods and fucking... What's the...
Phyrexian anything. Like all the old stuff, like even like Phyrexian, Delver. It's like a face or a steamroller.
Yeah, exactly. They're all body horror in terms of like what's the word I'm looking for? Not transhumanism, but like not cyborgs either, but like part machine, part living creature, right? But yeah, I'm trying to think of the things that are like evoke horror in the body horror sense of being invaded, like
like the Thing.
Like the Thing, Fly, Alien, like all the body horror of having something inside you that either creates suspicion or creates general grotesque fear. And I'm trying to think of Phyrexian cards that are more like that, and I'm actually literally drawing. I'm just very literally drawing blanks here. I was like birthing pod, then I paused, and I was like
Guilt feeder.
Guilt feeder. What's guilt feeder?
Guilt feeder is a sort of brain tentacle thing sticking out something.
Yes, I mean Inquisition of guilt feeder. There you go. That's like that's this sort of stuff. Oh, look at that art. Come on, yeah, look at that bad boy.
Yeah, although it's not really sort of emerging from somebody.
No, again, but yeah, like there's got to be more actual like dismember, I guess, because dismember the Leonin is alive on the bed as they're having themselves operated on and stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. So Jink Attackers and just the Phyrexians in general about perfection, but I'm trying to think of which cards evoke that. I'm really struggling.
There's a whole load of like old black cards with like people like peeling the skin or like flaying people alive and playing around with their insides and things like that.
Yeah.
Like
But I can't name any of them. Is it because all of those cards are not competitively playable and therefore everyone's forgot what they're called?
Yeah, probably. Because I can't think of any of them. Well, I can picture them in my mind. Like I've probably got them somewhere around here actually.
Because have you seen the new birthing pod art where it's like, have you seen it?
It's like, a mechanical lotus being all like deformed and stuff.
Well, I thought it had like a bear's head poking out of one side of it, where it's got a lot of bodies inside, almost like a bin, almost. It's not quite that. That does a disservice.
Bodies in a bin.
That's the art brief. Bodies in a bin. Promo birthing pod. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, there we go. So there's like this is a mouth, right? And these are fingers here.
Okay.
Paws. Yeah, this is horns. I also thought, on first glance, I thought this was a shoulder blade pad because I played a lot of Warhammer, I guess, or painted a lot of Warhammer, and that's an arm. But yeah, this creature is being birthed out and it's only half grown. It's not as good as I remember it being. But yeah, there's obviously Phyrexian oil here, and this is the thing being birthed. I thought we could see whatever had been put into it to birth it had been mangled in, but there's less mangling than I remember. That's also another interesting thing, how you like fill in the blanks with art, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like especially with like art that's like on a small frame and has a lot of detail in it. Like it's like what people say about Magic cards about how like every time you look at the card you see something different in it. Like ad nauseum, where like you're like, oh wait, that guy hasn't got any hands.
Yeah, he's got like
so much. He's got stumps.
Well, there's some elements of body horror as well. Like that's more back to the Phyrexian editing themselves. He's so fanatical about what he's doing. He's so gone to the nth degree, as ad nauseum would tell you to do. Is that he's replaced his hands with quills, right? Because if you look closely, they're quills.
Yeah. So yeah, he's written so much that his like hands have turned to stumps. And now he's replaced those with quills.
Yeah, exactly. So this is elements of body horror. I mean, again, I've never studied body horror, so I'm just like pulling shit out of my arse here. But like there, and like, I guess that one as well. There, look with Anyway, but yeah, like this thing where like this creature, this person, this thing has been kept alive through artificial means, but in a way that would make your stomach churn a little bit, makes you feel uncomfortable at the very least, because it's about damaging what it is to be alive, or making you feel awkward about being alive, or uncomfortable about being alive, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Body horror is a special kind of fetish of Spiky Spaghetti. Body horror. Just wondering what the Wikipedia article for it references straight up. Subgenre of horror that intentionally showcases graphic or physiological disturbing violations of the human body. There we go. That's a good way to summarize where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Through aberrant sex, mutations, mutilations, zombification, gratuitous violence, disease, or natural movements of the body. Because Black has a lot of that stuff, like mutilate and shit. Like those cards also help with that.
I love the artwork on Mutilate where like, the people are like melting. I love that.
Yeah. What's the damage? Yeah. Magic's a good game. Like it's interesting. Like obviously I'm so steeped in it that you forget how good some of these elements are. And I'm here like singing the virtues of Warhammer as I'm getting deeper and deeper into it. But I guess some of it's just staring me in the face in Magic just to see it. Surgical extraction. Yeah.
I think the thing is with Magic is that it's so there's so much there that it's almost like there's still so much you can do with Magic. Because we get sort of tied up a lot thinking about
another one.
what's current sets are, spoilers and things like that. But like all the cards, like any one card of Magic, you could build a whole series of things around. Like,
maybe I should take some time to make some videos that aren't about gameplay. Because, like, competitive gameplay, the format that I love have been... Oh, someone just played a fart during this conversation via their bits. Thank you, Monkey Nips. That was so... Because I forgot that existed. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, fucking hell. So, yeah, I think I need to do some more varied Magic content that isn't just gameplay. I think I've fallen into a rut with gameplay, especially as the formats have gotten worse. They're going to make a banner skull with this. Do more EDH and Chill. Don't worry about that. Most forecasting there's EDH and Chill coming this week and next, already recorded. And tomorrow I'm sending out some messages about some more EDH and Chill. So EDH and Chill will carry on, and Commander gameplay will carry on, and there will be the occasional meme decks, of course. But your lore videos are top notch. How many lore videos have I done? Like one, maybe two, I think. Like I talked about about Helio before, talking about it's gameplay implications. Maybe I should do some more lore videos. It's weird that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a Warhammer lore video, but why can't I not do a Magic one, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
There's the battle skull. The reason I didn't play Kaya last turn, chat, is because I wanted to protect her and give her runes plus turn will eventually get us. That's why we're trying to develop that board state or have enough wisps to defend her. Do a video as my state rank. We talked about doing something together. I wanted to get him down to the YouTube London space and we could record in the London studio space that you can get access to if you've got over a certain amount of subs. Then the pandemic happened, so that's not happening for a little while. Is there one Red Tron video in our future? Almost certainly. They revealed a 5-mana indestructible goblin. Almost certainly. Oh, Phyrexian Unlife's a very good shout. What I was kind of getting at. Not just like these creatures like the Borg, where they progressed past what we think is a reasonable transfixation with technology, but I'm talking about like people who are under duress in some sort of violent and repulsive way, but still alive and still functioning. And yeah, Phyrexian Unlife, Ad Nauseam, Dismember, Surgical Extraction to an extent. Although I'm pretty sure it's a corpse at that point when the cranium's taken out.
I don't know about you, but the character in Phyrexian Unlife looks pretty up for what's happened to them, to be honest. They look pretty pleased.
I thought they looked like they were in pain.
They're sort of like wide-eyed and somewhat elated. I don't know.
Is that how you remember it?
That's how I am remembering it, yes.
Okay. No, that's what I'm asking, whether that's what you thought or what you remember. Let's pull it up.
Let's pull it up and have a look.
I mean, they don't look happy or sad.
Good point. They don't. There you go.
Hang on, let's just not time out 1 second. Another Stoneforge Mystic. You crack on, my friend. Crack on! Maybe we should just stream where we talk about cards for like 3 hours, Rob. Maybe that's a way to...
That's the secret sauce.
Because the conversations are far more thrilling than getting smashed by a Cryptic Command Mystic Sanctuary deck for the 15th time.
Yeah, I mean, do you see, chat? Do you see why you're so important to this process? Like, we were in the doldrums before you came back.
It is very much I have no mouth and I must scream. I agree, Megacherv. I think they've got a very neutral expression, but I think the whole the piece as a whole suggests otherwise, right? Also,
yeah, they in the eyes that says help.
Yeah, 100%. The eyes are very piercing, and also they're covered in oil, barring their face. Is the face a mask applied over the oil? I think it is,
yeah,
right?
It's porcelain. Yeah, if that's a porcelain mask and there's a real eyes, and that mouth is definitely.
So the mask is the one that's neutral, not the person.
There you go.
Shrine hype. God bless M21.
Yeah, M21 does look cool. I haven't played Tron in so long. Maybe I should just play more Tron. House of Wax. That's a movie I haven't heard referenced in a long time.
Man, Paris Hilton.
Yeah. Is it Paris Hilton gets her fingers clipped off as she puts them down a drain at some point in that movie? Is that movie?
So. Mostly I remember the death where she like gets a pole through her head. I think I'm remembering that right.
Yeah. Okay, so the Kaya can exile the germ. They got a feast and famine coming along. We can flicker out the germ. So now we can protect the Kaya. Okay, no metallic rebuke or anything, so that's good.
Cool.
Get rid of the germ.
Eat the germ.
No attacks. For an evil guy, I think your Moth and Phyrexia is so important to Magic the Gathering story flavor-wise. Well, yeah, of course. Like, Gabe Greenfield, like, there's so much fiction where without the villains, the fiction would be worse, right? Like, having a good villain helps a lot. And Magic's got some pretty good villains. Some pretty good villains. Oh, Sensory Deprivation's a good piece of art too. Yeah, Sensory Deprivation. So for those that don't know, this is the Sensory Deprivation art.
The one with the sewn up eyes and mouth.
Yep.
That's someone else, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's the emptiness of what you can see through the holes as well that help, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, having an eye there might have made it too graphic. As in, like, Wizards might be like, oh, can you turn it down a little bit? Do you see there's a new Abe's Odyssey game coming? Well, not Odyssey, but there's a new Abe game coming.
I had not seen that. No.
Yeah, the PS5 reveals had it. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's a side-scrolling platformer too, so that's good.
That's good.
So they're going to put a Feast and Famine or a second Battle Skull. There was 2 Battle Skulls never revealed, so no, it's not a second Battle Skull. They're going to equip Feast and Famine to the Stoneforge Mystic. Sure. They're then going to attack. We're going to Wisp in, take the sword out, block, give Pro White, and kill the Stoneforge. Take this out. We know they've got an arrow in hand, so I kind of want to reset my Scarlet at some point, but I don't want to give them the path back. Block here. Get protection from white. Just going to focus a little bit, chat, so we can try and win one round today. Killed that. This game's going pretty well, considering. They're thinking on our trigger. Raymond Swanland is the art director for the new Oddworld games. No way!
Huh.
Is it in Thaximundar, yeah? Is it Thaximundar? I've just googled it and it didn't first come up. I got Wormcoil Engine. Is Thaximundar Raymond Swanland?
Yeah.
Because I obviously associate Thaximundar with you, Rob. Thaximundar. Yeah, it's very spiky, so it's got to be him, right? Yeah, it is. Found eventually. I could just wait for chat to tell me. Why didn't I block with the Sculler? It didn't matter to say to did the exact same thing, right? Let's go to Temple, play an Aether Vial. Let's go ahead and X out the 2 cards. This one. Then we're going to go to combat attack. 2 or 3? 2. Because then this can still block the Feast and Famine with that one can't. Okay, cool. Why do I live in such a silly place? Apparently locals want to replace a historical figure statue with a mini golf dinosaur statue. I mean, I assume that's a very innocent way of you trying to get onto the conversation about how historical artifacts need to be preserved. And they do in fucking museums. We shouldn't be like glorifying slave traders and racist pieces of shit. And yeah, that's my stance on that. There you go. Right, moving on. Did you actually, before we move on, did you see that Boris Johnson said, Rob, that he doesn't want to Photoshop history by like removing, talking about the wanting to keep the Churchill statue around, and it's the irony of him being like, I don't want to Photoshop history, but we do delete all the records of like the atrocities that we've done, and we don't actually talk about the atrocities that he did. Like, yeah, fucking hell, Boris Johnson, you massive cunt. We need a big Patreon member to tell Vince to fuck off and stop being political. Yep.
We do. We have a tier.
Give me $1,000 and I'll stop calling Boris Johnson a cunt for at least 24 hours. But he is a cunt. Just gonna throw that out there. So our opponent has Cryptic Commander, but it doesn't matter. We got a Planeswalker and Aether Vials. Oh yes! They can cast Uro and gain some life, I guess. But then we just eat Uro with Kaya. Kaya is actually really good right now. Maybe this deck isn't good right now, but Kaya is. So great, son, if putting down a statue of a slave to whatever injured way of life, you were either A, a racist, or B, a pigeon. Or maybe both! That is pretty good. Oh. Fucking hell, I think we might win a game, Rob. I think we might win a game.
Promises he can't keep.
I can bounce my vial. Try to bounce the wisp. Go on. Go on. Try and bounce the wisps. Come on.
Another one.
My vial. Oh no. I guess I'll activate it. Mine explaining what Boris Johnson did to be such a cunt. Fucking hell. There's this is for an American. Okay. So in short. Yeah, there isn't enough time. He is the leader of the Conservative Party, which is a party that I am politically opposed to because I think austerity and starving public services of funding is not the way that you conduct a civilized society. So that's the first point. So immediately my back is up. But that said, as much as I hated David Cameron, I long for the days of David Cameron because we've just got progressively shitter and shitter leadership for the Tory Party. Right. Secondly, he is a massive cockwomble. And by that, what I mean is he's an obsessive compulsive... He's a massive...
UWU Twitch may still be fucking up for me, but Vince's gorgeous Black Lives Matter trans. Rights, human rights,
the robot struggled. I agree, Moosework. Black lives do matter. Trans rights are human rights. I agree completely. I hate to poison that comment with stuff about Boris Johnson because he's such a fucking cunt. He is notoriously famously he lost his jobs for lying as a journalist. During his time as a journalist and as a politician, he has said many a horrible thing that I can't even repeat right now because if clicked out of context, it would definitely be a terms of service breach. That's how bad some of they're not literal. Not each word is a slur. But combined are definitely slurs towards brown people, black people, and gay people. Because he's a piece of shit. He then lied profusely and led up the fucking Leave campaign. Which literally wrote lies. Like, we'll give... On a bus and put it in central London. That literally said, we'll give... Was it 340 million? I mean, the numbers get so big, they become not even real numbers to someone like myself or yourself. But... They lied saying that was the money we give to the EU every week or month. I can't remember exactly the time frames. We'll give that to the NHS instead. And then when they got the leave, they went, no, we didn't say that. They literally said, no, we didn't say that. They are liars. 350 million, thank you, Ape. He's a liar. He's a liar and he's a racist. And as you can see, people in the chat are repeating some of the shit he said, but I don't even want to say out of context. He's a piece of shit. So that's some of the cliff notes. There's other things right now, like he's fucking around with trans rights as well. I mean, I don't think I wouldn't call him the British Trump because he's not quite as bad. I think he's far more educated and smarter than Trump. He pretends not to be.
Yeah, the problem with Boris Johnson is that he knows exactly what he's doing at all times. Like everything that Boris Johnson does is carefully constructed to serve a specific purpose. That's how he's managed to accidentally wheel his way into the seat of power. Like even everything from his look, his like tousled up hair and all that kind of stuff. All of that is just it's a con. Like it's just a look. And every time like just a whole like this vernacular we put around it about like just calling him Boris. Like we don't call anybody
David
else.
Cameron, David. We don't call Theresa May Teresa, do we?
Exactly. You know, it's like Boris is like he's not a man. He's a meme. You know, and that gives him so much cover.
There was a point where the amount of children he's got and by how many partners is not known, and that's not the criticism. Okay, I'm not shaming people for having multiple partners over time, having multiple kids, or any of that jazz. The problem comes is that he will not. He will talk about family values and things like that, but people will ask him about his family, and he will deflect. After a domestic abuse call at his home where there was fighting in his house, he came out to the press and offered them cups of tea. And suddenly the story wasn't there's been a domestic abuse call out or sounds of struggle at his home and the police have been called. It turned into Boris Johnson offers journalists a cup of tea. Like, everything he does deflects and hides and obfuscates, that word I can never pronounce. Everything. Literally everything. Yeah. That's the one. Piece of fucking shit. I mean, to be fair, like, actually, you know what? I don't even know why I brought up the whole hiding his family life thing. I guess, like, I don't mind a public figure hiding their family life. I think it's more that he plays the family man card and then everyone's like, but like, I don't know. So maybe that wasn't the right thing to bring out. I don't know.
Well, it's like when he had his kid, wasn't it? Like, it was just like, you know, it was all celebrating that, and it's portraying this idea that he's a family man, but he's not.
Yeah. Yep. Pardon me. Excuse me. So, yeah, he'll be caught. I don't know where else to go with this, really, honestly. He's a real piece of shit. Right. I wonder if we'll draw something useful. I wonder if I won't. I've lost 3 minutes recounting some of the stories of Johnson. Well, Johnson is a bumbling idiot. That just isn't an act. He's not a bumbling idiot. Like, even if, let's just say, like, he doesn't have common sense. Let's just say that, right? Let's just say, like, he lacks common sense, whatever the fuck that means. He's still highly educated. Even if we're not talking about smarts or intelligence, he is still highly educated, and that counts for something in terms of knowing how to spin a system.
Mm-hmm.
They've played an euro game, life and draw a card. We're going to eat the euro next turn. So, Magic the Gathering. Indeed. If timing out is talking about how much the Tories are a bunch of fucking cocks, they've also been not cutting funding, they've been refusing to increase funding in line with inflation to the NHS for years. And then they're the ones like fucking acting like we need to clap our heroes on Thursday nights when they're the ones fucking them over. Oh, fuck's sake, we didn't draw anything. Okay, let's exile these two. They're going to bounce the Battle Skull this turn, probably. But Trump and Johnson, the thing they do have in common is that neither of them are self-made. Neither of them have grown off their own to where they are off their own back. Johnson is part of the fucking elite, being at like fucking Uxbridge, like, you know, I don't know which one the university's at. And then fucking what's the school? What's the private school? Someone in the chat must know. The private school that him and Cameron and everyone went to. But the Eton, there we go. Stuff to shout at Eton. Yeah, Eton, like the private school shit like that. And Trump as well was all about like a small loan he got from his father. Like, he inherited like millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. His name isn't even Boris. Is that true, Megacherv? What's his actual name? That's interesting. Oh, we're gonna get... No, we're not. Alexander Boris to Pyfel Johnson. Is that what it is? Is that true?
There you go.
No, it's not a small loan of $1 million, Chris. He plays it down as $1 million. When you read into it, like, Trump was given like $6 million, like, as part of his like early inheritance and shit like that. He loses money left, right, and center, and his dad bails him out. Look up his fucking failed projects in the casinos, and was it Vegas? Was it Atlanta? Atlanta, I want to say. Maybe I might be wrong on where it was. Yeah, so he uses Boris because Boris is easier to fucking get in with a layman, right? Atlantic City, that was it, not Atlanta, Atlantic City. Thank you, Sigyn Dubby. Yeah. I listened to I'm catching up slowly with Behind the Boss. I listened to the Behind the Boss episode on Trump University recently, which was just a giant fucking scam. God damn it. He's the president of the United States and he was being investigated for scamming people out of their money as he went in. It's fucking absurd. Actually absurd. We know they got Cryptic Command in hand, so we cannot. Sixian Dewey. Okay. I would take more time to figure that out, my friend, but I'm going to time out because of all this ranting and fucking shouting. Is it true if Trump spent $1 he was given from his father, he would be richer than he currently is? Potentially. I know like he's made a lot of bad business decisions in his life, right? The question is how many bad... Like, surely he just... the way he's the president is because he surrounds himself with people who know what the fuck they're doing. So people must have, like, helped him invest his money correctly at some point. Because money just earns money. There's a point where, like, you don't have to be good at anything. This is the late stage capitalism that America never talks about, right? You don't have to be good at anything. Your money just makes money. You don't have skills or talents or like anything like that. You just like your money just makes more money through investments and other dumb shit, landowning shit. Right. God, I'm getting madder, Bob. Why am I getting so fucking mad? Just a dirty socialist over here.
Because the world is a cruel place.
Do we lose to Battleskull and Quattle? No, because we have Giver of Runes to block it indefinitely thanks to our Flicker Wisp. It's a Path to Exile I didn't cast. That's so bizarre. They want to bounce something at the end of turn, which means we can flick it with Flicker Wisp. Sweet. Right. Battleskull doesn't give trample. They're going to put into play another sword of some description. Oh, they're activating it and then bouncing the Battleskull in response. Sure. And they can tap down our team. Try and kill this Kaya that way. They even attack here. They probably don't.
Know what you're doing right now? Impressing the heck out of me.
Duck quack, duck quack, duck quack, duck quack, duck quack, duck quack.
Oh no. Duck33 just posted a lot of quacks, Rob. Not again. Not again. I've got to win this game. Oh, beautiful. There it is. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and -1 to exile the germ. And we're going to go to combat and attack them with the Thought-Knots here, which I am happy to protect here. We've got 1,000,001 activations. I've got 40 seconds to kill them. Fucking hell. And they'll double Cryptic come out, which means they can fog us for a turn as well. Hello, Duck33. Thanks for the sub, my friend. They're definitely playing for time. Because I've wasted all the time. It's my own fault. As you can see, this is weirdly winnable. We have metagame myself to the point we can beat this deck, but nothing else in the metagame. The double Cryptic Command in the hand probably means that we just cannot win. I'm going to untap, swing with everything barn together, and down tick my Kaya. Oh, I should have these on always yield really at this point, shouldn't I?
Would speed things up, I suppose.
Yeah, I should have done that ages ago. It's too late to do it now. Attack. They cryptic tap me down now. No, they only have a certain amount of cards in their graveyard. They're going to try and get rid of... They're going to cryptic bounce. So this will count with the cryptic command. And then I run out of time. They can cast a second cryptic command. But again, if they target something else, then we activate our display cell, flicker the thing. And then next turn we can probably kill them. And we had them. The point was we fucked about. We talked about like all sorts of dumb shit in about the game 1, and then I ranted about shit in game 2. But to be honest, I'd much rather like. I think Vince just made me believe in D&T. I'm still pretty into Magic, but this is some great play patterns. Yeah, see, no, right. This is the thing. Like this deck is genuinely fun and genuinely quite good at times. I don't know if it's good right now because I don't know if it's good against some of the top decks, but like that, both those games, I lost to Boris Johnson. That's true, Cylinder. I feel like
we've all lost to Boris Johnson.
Yeah, right. I feel like at no point did I feel out of control of that game. That was the first game. Weirdly, I hate fucking Ashley, but I hate Mystic Sanctuary. But weirdly, that was probably the modern game tonight that we've played so far that I felt like I was enjoying the format again. Not just because I was winning, but because I felt like I could actually have some element of control. Death Shadow, I think, is just rough in general. Prowess, I think we just had bad draws, and that's just Magic. That could have been that could have happened in any format. So I don't know. And we could have won that, and then we could have had a chance to go 3-2. But I was too busy chatting about shit. Yeah. I'm actually feeling rather tired because it's been a long day. Because I got up relatively early this morning and went to bed late last night. Which is not what you should be doing, kids. So I think, as we're not in any position to go positive, but I also don't want to start a draft right now, I might call it there. I will be streaming some Cube at some point later in the week. I know, look at all those minis, and that's not all of them. I've got a steal that I got on eBay coming in the post. I've got a Warhammer Conquest magazine with 7 minis in it. 7 minis! Rob. So Rob, right? They did a monthly Warhammer magazine where you got basically it's $7.99 a month, and by the end of it you paid about £600 because there's like 40 odd issues or whatever. But you got over £1,000 worth of stuff when you added it up. Because there's some websites that specialise in like figuring out exactly what you get in each one if it's worth it. And like issue 1 is a couple of marines and some paints. Next one's paint and a brush, and it goes on and on until you got like quite a good collection, relatively. Anyway, this is Warhammer Conquest. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm hoping, Vince, you're doing a Warhammer 40k stream this Wednesday. I'm doing a video this Wednesday. I will stream some painting at some point. I get a second webcam there. Anyway, some of the issues of Conquest, Rob, were insane. So a few didn't give you much. They gave you 1 paint. So it was like you were down £4 if you just looked at that single issue. However, there is an issue. I think it's 48 or whatever. It comes with a Primaris Ancient, a Primaris Lieutenant, and 5 Intercessors. Okay? Was it 4? I don't know. Either way. 5 Intercessors is half of a box of Intercessors. A box of Intercessors is at £20. The Ancient sells on eBay for 15, and the Lieutenant sells on eBay for about 10 to 15 as well. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was going to buy an Ancient on eBay. I was like, what the fuck? So I looked it up. I found it. Forbidden Planet was selling it, chat. Forbidden Planet was selling it. I bought it. It's limited to 1 copy each because it must be like a known thing that this issue was like super good value. Bought a copy. And I kind of wanted there was more copies in stock, and I said to my wife, why don't you see if you can get one? I was a bit cheeky. I was going to mention it once I got my second version. And then Steph looked and it's out of stock. So it got out of stock literally the evening that I'd ordered my copy. Wow. Oh! So yeah, 7 minis. That's £1 a mini, Rob. One of them's a Primaris Ancient. He's got a big fucking standard bearer and a big fist. Fucking love power fists.
I assume that's a good thing.
Oh, is it that? Of course it is. A box of Primaris Marines, Rob, 10 Marines is like about £20. You're getting 5 of them in this magazine, which is only £7.99.
Right. Okay.
And then the other two as well. Yes, good values. That's coming. I got an eBay steal, and I bought some stuff from my GameStop today that I was painting up and gluing earlier today. So this army is not finished. It is not finished, chat. Right. If you're willing, Vince, Droid Cam is pretty decent if you get the paid version. What's Droid Cam? Oh, the magazine's trash, Tab. It's all like... No, apparently some of these are okay, but it's all just like... It's all very beginner stuff. Someone who's getting into painting minis. Okay, hello, Tab, and welcome, and thank you for the sub, my friend. Welcome back. I appreciate you. There'll be some league after the stream. Geek Sovereign. I want to do... I've got so many ideas for Warhammer videos. This is the thing, but I don't want to just become a Warhammer channel, obviously. But I want to do a video where I talk about like the people that have helped me get into the hobby. The Miniature Maniac, called Miniac, M-I-N-I-A-C. Just search Miniature Maniac. He's a fucking great painter. His videos are gas as well. Squidmar is another painting streamer. A YouTuber, who makes loads of great videos about how to paint. Like, he does one way he bought... I haven't watched it yet, but one of his concepts, for example, is he buys a £3 paint set from IKEA and attempts to paint a marine with it. But he's, like, really technically proficient and doing good shit as well. Who else have I been watching? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I'm drawing loads of blanks today. I can't fucking think straight. Fuck. I'm just gonna look at my subscriptions real quick before we figure out what we're doing next. So Squidmar and Miniac are great. Thank you, Wormclam, for 200 bits. LGBT rights, I agree, 100%. Fucking, it's Pride Month, and all these politicians are taking the fucking piss. Do you have any Xenos armies? I do not, Tidemore. Although I'll be getting the new box set that comes out next month, which is like the new set with the new rulebook, which has Necrons in it. I'll be talking about that on Wednesday about like getting into the new thing and what you might want to wait for and shit. I said Midwinter Minis does battle reports. He unboxed the second edition. I mentioned it in my first one, my video. He paints. He is fucking awesome. So Midwinter Minis, definitely worth watching. A British YouTuber who's exploding on the platform right now. And Tabletop Minions is another one who's got a load of great old paint tutorials that he got like a pro painter in. Tabletop Minions in some ways feels like the professor of Warhammer. Like he's I don't want to say this, an older gentleman who's very well spoken and teaches you in a very clear way. He's got some great videos about how to get the best out of your hobby and kill team and stuff. And Tabletop Tactics is a very good battle report one that I've been watching. And they're probably all I'd recommend right now. There's a few more, but yeah. Do you only play 40k or do you play Age of Sigmar? I got to 40k a week and a half ago, Stim. Give me a chance, buddy. Give me a chance. I probably won't get into Age of Sigmar just because of time and energy. I mean, maybe if the Warhammer content lifted off, I might do a bit of Age of Sigmar, maybe like Warcry, the skirmish version of it. But right now, I just want to play some Kill Team. I want to play some 40k. I want to paint and make miniatures. I want to make content about it as well because it generally makes me happy. And as from the stream today, I think what we've highlighted a bit from our conversations is that there are things about Magic that still make me very, very happy. But I feel that there are elements of Magic that don't make me happy. Like, Legacy and Modern are just fucking constantly beating the shit out of, basically. And I don't know if... I think heavily investing in those formats for my fun is a good or healthy thing, I think. Tab, how are you playing with Cam? How am I playing Warhammer? I'm not at the moment. That's the problem. I think we're going to try and do some social distance in Warhammer, where one of my friends with a bigger garden, has a table, set up a board, and then we'll play with our own separate dice, our own separate tape measures, and step away from the table when you do that sort of thing. That's the plan. Obviously, the UK is probably going to relax all its fucking rules soon anyway, so it looks like going around at one person's house to play Warhammer will probably be doable in the next couple of months. Let's be fucking real. Did you go out today? So for those in the chat who don't know, shops were opened in the UK today. Non-essential businesses could open. Restaurants can't, but non-essential businesses could. Did you go out at all today, Rob?
No, I was at work.
Oh, but of course you were. But you didn't pop out at lunch or anything? No. I did pop to my local game store to spend some money on some stuff. Because I made sure that I had some money left over from my Warhammer budget, as it were, to spend on some stuff in the shop. Because I wanted to support the shop where I play Magic. And yeah, it was busy. People were queuing for JD Sports, Rob.
They need those Umbros.
Yeah, I don't want to judge too much because I saw someone talking about this. Like Primark had queues at 7 o'clock in the morning, right?
Who the fuck needs?
Exactly,
Primani.
but there's a very good point. There's huge queues in like London and shit. But someone pointed out that like Primark is like the only high street chain, like instant access available, walk in and look at the get the things chain that's really affordable for like low income families. So some of these people might have been itching to get this stuff. Not even, but then again, I don't know if I buy that because supermarkets do affordable clothes too, right? But their point was perhaps we're just shaming a lot of people who are low incomes who need to get in there and get those clothes. So because they need to, like, you know, kids have grown out of stuff over the course of the outbreak and shit. That said, I don't know. I don't have to buy clothes for kids. Someone in chat might be like, actually, I can buy my kid affordable clothes online. So that's fucking bullshit. Because it might be bullshit. But that's just one of the counter arguments, I guess. But yeah, JD Sports had a big queue, and I was thinking, like, are people playing a lot of sports? Like, I mean, I know I'm buying Warhammer to paint and stuff, right? And I put together, like, I'm still playing Paper Commander, so maybe are people playing like, webcam football? Is that a thing? Hashtag
Maybe.
Charles Barkley. What's this hashtag you're putting down? I don't get it.
Austin.
Sports Direct has massive queues nationwide. Isn't Sports Direct the one where the boss is a bit of a dickhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't shop there.
A millionaire dickhead.
Yeah, I just like I think that like opening some things can work if we're all sensible about it. Like I felt like a tweet about this today saying if you're going to go to your game store today in Britain, please be fucking sensible about it. But I feel like it is going to make everyone feel like the whole thing's over and we're just going to have a huge spike again, right?
Yeah, always certainly.
Shit. Okay, you're right. That's enough talking about fucking COVID and Warhammer. There will be what's my plan for tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow is actually like an empty day right now. I've got to figure out not empty day. It's an empty day in terms of what's coming out. Don't know what's coming out tomorrow. Probably M21 discussions. There'll be EDH and Chill this week. There'll be a Warhammer Wednesday this week. There will hopefully be some legacy gameplay if I can bring myself to play the format some more. There will be more Magic videos. There'll be a little bit more Warhammer. There will be a Cube stream. Hopefully, keep an eye on my Twitter and my Facebook and my Discord and so on and so on and so on. If you enjoy the content, the streams, the chats, the videos that I put out, there's a link to the Patreon down below if you want to support anyway. $2 a month gets you onto the Discord. Bob, is there anything you want to share? Oh, mukbang. I will announce the mukbang. I just talked to my wife. I don't want to get in the way of us having our like weekly takeaway or whatever, but I need to do the mukbang stream. I need to eat a curry in front of a viewership. You should get the large floating skeleton dude from Age of Sigmar and paint it. Large floating skeleton dude. That's not that descriptive when it comes to Age of Sigmar, right? Isn't it like a load of floaty skeleton ghost people? If I was to get a random model just to paint because I like the look of it, Stim, it'd be the Nurgle's the Great Unclean one. Are you aware of the Great Unclean one, Rob?
See, in need of a wash.
You could, to put it lightly, yes. So this, oh, Rob, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this.
Okay.
This is up your street.
Okay.
This is the Great Unclean one.
Oh, yeah, that's very much up my street.
This is a greater demon, I believe. Again, anyone correct me if I'm getting things wrong here. Nurgle is the like god of disease, death, decay, and rebirth, I think, within the Chaos God pantheon of gods. This is that, and you can obviously paint it as gory as you want. And some people have gone really in the gore. I really want to paint one of these, but I'm not gonna go outside of my Space Marine wheelhouse just yet. But maybe in the future.
So can you have that as a thing on your battlefield?
Yeah, that's a greater demon. That's just a big monstrous unit for the Chaos side, yeah. Also, fun fact, Rob, the Chaos can, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because it used to be this way, I don't know if it's changed, but I don't think it has. That is playable both in Fantasy Age of Sigmar and in 40k, because the Chaos Gods go across both. So some Chaos miniatures, if you're collecting Chaos, you can... The demons, basically. Basically, there are factions, and factions are within, like, a keyword. So the Chaos side includes Chaos Space Marines, Death Watch, demons and stuff. He's either part of Death Watch or demons, but that means that you can have him in your Chaos Army in one detachment. Then you can have your... Have you ever seen a Noise Marine, Rob?
A Noise Marine. That sounds like the least scariest thing ever.
But it's fucking cool, though. Okay. So, Space Marines... You know what Space Marines are, obviously.
I'm aware of a Space Marine.
And you know what Chaos Space Marines are?
Vaguely.
They are fallen Space Marines. During the Horus Heresy, they fell from grace, as it were. They were subdued by... They were... not subdued, sorry. They were seduced by Chaos. Anyway, here's a Noise Marine. So that's the one they released recently for people to be able to buy for like Christmas, like a special edition thing. And there's loads of versions of that out.
Guitar gum.
Yeah, so if I remember, again, someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, what I remember as a kid is that the Space Marines have Devastators, and Devastators are like their heavy weapons unit. So that's a unit that has rockets and plasma guns and shit in it, right? The Chaos Marines had Noise Marines. They pray to the god Slanesh, which is the god of like decadence, sex, BDSM, like just being a little fucking decadent shit.
Yeah.
And they play instruments, and their weapons are all like fucking guitars, and there was one that had a giant subwoofer for a cannon. See if I can find that. Old school Noise Marine. I remember one with a fucking speaker for a gun. Oh, these ones are like keyboards for guns. A keytar. Oh, it's so fucking good. Is anyone in chat remember this? Am I just imagining it?
Yeah, it helps out here, chat.
Noise with Slaneshi special ones. Havoc are the generic Chaos versions. Ah, there we go. There we go. Very Mad Max Fury Road, exactly. The Chaos are very that. Slanesh, Rob, right? This is some of this I think you would really get into, like from like your knowing you. Slanesh is a new god, right? A newer god. They are the newest of the Chaos gods, who was born because the Eldari, or the Eldar, space elves, were so hedonistic and so obsessed with their own pleasures and so advanced that their raw psychic energy, their lust, their hedonism birthed this being from the warp. He was born because the elves were fuck it. And then the Eldars fell from grace, they lost their like great empire, they now travel on giant world-sized ships, and they have to deal with the fact that they birthed one of the Chaos Gods who flies around the universe like fucking consuming souls and shit.
Okay.
They fucked a god into existence. Exactly, Noah. That's why I want to do some lore videos. That's sick, isn't it? Isn't that cool?
That is cool. That is pretty cool.
Frag thinks that I'm forcefully shoving lore down your throat.
Were you not here earlier for when I was explaining like,
Yeah!
history? It's a bit of give and take.
Yeah, exactly. Yay, death and taxes. Is that sarcastic? We played some TNT. It felt good for one of those games. And then we went fucking 0-3. Oh, I've just gotten it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of shit. We talked about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, the Iliad, the Odyssey. How I thought the Iliad... Here you go. No, sorry, I thought the Odyssey was Jason and the Argonauts. It's not. That is a lesson I've learnt today. Oh, Vince, for body horror earlier, check the Dark Eldar racks and Scorpion things. I'm aware of them, actually, because the third edition had a load of Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar are the Eldar, but they're like fucking wearing BDSM gear and going around like nipple clamping people and cutting people's hands and arms on tits and ears off.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, don't forget Slanesh eats the souls for breakfast and they have to hide those souls in small gems until they find a real solution. Yes. There's a lot of sick stuff in Warhammer. The lore is pretty good. Right, on that note.
Yeah, the chaos stuff does sound slightly interesting.
I think you'd be a chaos person because of the way I associate zombies with you.
Yeah.
And clerics, evil clerics. Why do you like clerics in Magic? What's the thematic thing that drew you to clerics, Rob?
I like the way that gods in D&D are so like they're hands-on, but at the same time they're not, and the relationship between those with faith and how they use it and how they interact with the world and working on behalf of their patron god is interesting to me.
Oh, indeed. So is your love of clerics in Magic like a tangentially? Is it like an extension of your love for clerics in D&D?
Yeah, absolutely.
Clerics in MTG is because of clerics in D&D. Is that why?
Yes.
Ah, interesting. I never knew that. I thought it might be just because that you played with them at a certain time in your life and like it just resonated or whatever. That's actually more interesting.
I got into the first lot of clerics that I played was just before I got my first ever standard deck, which was Mono Black Zombies doing Legions, and Zombies was way better than clerics, and all the clerics were they were cool and they were weird, but I didn't really like gravitate. I didn't really have a connection with them until much later when I got into D&D, and then it all came back around to clerics in Magic, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. That's interesting. That's way more interesting than it's more nuanced. I thought it was just I played them when I was a kid and that was it. But there's actually like a lot more to it in terms of other D&D stuff. Right. I'm sorry. I'm answering some stuff from chat, which I should be finishing. I found a Ziploc bag of Eldar figurines at a thrift store. I kind of want to get into Warhammer with them, but I end up selling them instead. Okay. I was hoping that would be a much more like, now I've got a big army.
And I keep them all in a Ziploc bag.
Maybe a not very well known fact, but 40k lore is mostly based on Dune, with the God Emperor of Dune novel mostly. I've only ever read a small part of the first Dune book and then never ever carried on.
I'm not surprised.
It wasn't.
There's too much ecology really to get into.
Know what you're doing right now?
Like, you really got to commit.
Impressing the heck out of me.
Yeah. I don't know. Nora, I don't know if StarCraft was originally going to be 40k. Warcraft was going to be Warhammer, and the license fell through. I know that for a fact. I don't know if then Blizzard tried to get the license again, or whether they then made StarCraft and just basically not copied, but paid homage and took reference from a lot of Warhammer stuff. I mean, that's the thing. I think we talked about this a bit earlier. It's almost like, is that just riffing on? People are too quick to say they copied or stole, right? Like narrative games are. It's all very iterative, right? Like you build upon what's come before.
Writing is rewriting.
Yeah, exactly. StarCraft was 100% originally 40k. Warcraft, I know Warcraft was StarCraft then. Because that's weird that Warcraft license fell through, and then like 3 years later they tried to do it again. Because that just seems like a... How did it fall through twice? Do you see what I mean?
Gabe Greenfield. The easy answer to that question is ask your dungeon master. There are longer answers to that question, but
What was the question?
serious question: what's the difference between a cleric worshipping an evil god and a warlock worshipping an ancient evil? Which is a D&D lore question, which is ask us again next week when we have more time.
Rob would like to talk at length about that, I think, and then
yes, he would.
Okay, cool. Right, let's fucking raid somebody.
Let's do that.
But yeah, maybe we should do just a just chatting stream sometime. Maybe that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to join you for the mukbang stream.
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I don't want you to talk with your mouth full.
I talk a lot when you're around, Rob, so I need you not to be around so I can just mukbang properly. I think Twitch has still losing its shit because I don't have a friends list or follow list or whatever anymore apparently. How dare you, Twitch? How dare you? Because I was going to raid someone who wasn't playing Magic potentially, but I guess we're going to look through Magic and see who's on.
Okay. Who do we like?
I'm just gonna... I don't know who this person is, but we're going to raid them. A bit early to retire, PK. The night is young. The night is young, but I'm hot, sweaty, and we'll play a bit of League and go to bed. That's the plan. Right. Again, do not shout swear words when you get into the raid, but do toot your horns. We're going to raid DJ Knight. And yeah, thank you for everyone who joined us. Thank you for the chat. It's been interesting. Shame we had that break where chat died off a little bit. It kind of like damaged the momentum a little bit. Had fun. We saw D&T do a little bit of its work, but not enough. Maybe I'll play it again once I've actually got some reps in with it and feel confident with it again. Right. Let's get the raid on. Can we get at least 100?
Alrighty. Go on, people. Get in the raid bus.
Oh, we can. Well, we're getting in the raid bus. We cannot toot because it's follower only. It's just told me. Never mind. Right. Good night, kids.
Okay, everybody. Bye.